Howdy, everyone. It's a new year. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. New life. And I'm feeling... Alright, how are you? Favorite second monitor stream? Hell yes. I've forgotten how to speak, how to make noise, how to live. I'm assuming people can actually hear me. I'm not just going crazy. How many year critters? Koski, I was saying your name. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a good Christmas, good New Year, and all that good stuff. We are going to have some extra. Well, I'm going to be streaming more. This year compared to like doing videos. I feel like I don't want to be rushing videos out. I want to make videos that are like, good. I've got a lot of tournaments coming up, so that's good news. I've got a video that is coming out this week that I'm working on. Short videos, so that's not too bad. But the main thing is I have to build 18 Centurions before the middle of March and paint them and everything because I want to do 36 Centurions at the South Coast Super Major, and to do that I need 18 more Centurions, and I can't wait until, because it's like middle of April that the event is. I can't wait that long because I'm going to Japan in the middle of March for 3 weeks, which means I won't have time to do it then, and I cannot rush 18 Centurions in the time I get back from Japan before South Coast. So I'm going to be doing streams throughout the weeks of building some Terminators. We'll have some fun. I'm sure we'll do something silly. I'll chat to you guys. You guys can chill, have it on in the background, something. If you enjoy it, subscribe, give me money, because I'm making less videos and making less money from that. Just opportunity to stream on the weekend. Call it Saturnine Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. We get a Saturnine... Tuesday 9. How about that? How about that, indeed? Your fault you built 2,000 point army. Well, you said blame to blame, so I mean your name is blame to blame. Going to the Lost Bar in Tokyo? Probably. That's the Royal Japan one, right? Yeah. 18, not 80. 80 is too many. On your main monitor. Wow, that's a high honor. The problem I have at the moment is some of the chat is I can't quite see. Because I have a new light, which is a real problem. Are you going to the Warhammer World 40k GT in April? When is that? I don't think I am. I am going to Beachhead though, which I know a lot of people are going to, so that's cool. So if you're going to Beachhead, I'll see you there. If you're going to the tournament, the team tournament in Coventry at the end of January, start of February, I'll be there. And if you're going to the Winchester GT in a few weeks in January, I'll be there as well.
Good luck with that tournament.
Thank you.
I seriously hope you don't get hit by weapons that reduce your movement speed even further.
Oh yeah, movement speed reduction is horrific. Thank you for the subscription. 9 months. 18th, 19th April, tickets on sale last night. I think that's is that the same day as South? It might be the week after South Coast. However, because I literally would have just got back from Japan, I would be dead. So I don't think I'm going to that one. I was invited to a team tournament again in Warhammer World. I think that's the same weekend as Beachhead. So it's very unfortunate. There's a lot of events, which is really cool. You consider wearing a wig to throw your opponents off. I haven't considered that. No, I feel like it would just be more annoying for me than anyone else. Well, I've already finished half your pilot stream. Hell yeah. Excellent work. How many of each Centurion are you building? So, that's what I want to ask you guys first. Will I go to the Warhammer store in Tokyo? Yes, I'll probably buy Centurions. Because I like buying Centurions where I go places. Are you going to want to start an Age of Sigmar army? I have an Age of Sigmar army I need to complete. I also bought a Seraphon spearhead that I want to get done at some point. Yeah, we're gonna chat, hang out. Like the stream so more people watch, and yeah, super chats, become member, Patreon, subscriber, that's all cool. I'm probably gonna try, maybe after I get back from Japan and South Coast, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try and maybe rejig stuff to make the Patreon more enticing, because at the moment it does nothing. Is your company
Ancient ready to lead your forces?
Thank you very much for the $2. Rex, yeah, so after the nerf, it is still viable to run it 36 Centurions, but your but the leader is an Ancient or an Apothecary, both of which do nothing. But that's it. I'm going to the Bristol GT. Which one? When's that one? Someone asked me if I was going to Adepticon. which is while I'm in Japan, so absolutely not. Bristol G. That's in May. End of May? Maybe. I may go to that one. That might be enough time between my big blocks of tournaments and there, so I might do that one. Yes, did I say I am going to the one I'm still in Tokyo, yes. Probably. Is this your way of getting a Taurus Heresy? No, this is my way of getting more more Centurions. Speaking of Terminators, though, don't know why I picked one up to show you, because I haven't actually started the camera yet. Anyway, let's catch for life. Hello, yes. Saw the last play on game and Centurions needs to get on there. Oh yes, I'd love to. At some point, maybe. However, they are in, I believe they're in Canada. I am not in Canada. I am far away from Canada, but I would love to. Yes, there's a lot of people I'd love to work with. I'm chatting with a few people here and there. Vancouver, yeah. If I get the chance, I will. And what I'll probably do is make a bigger thing of it, and go and see Scary as well, because he's up in Canada as obviously. You know, I've worked with Scary. Well, we had a video together. I met him a couple of times at Lungy T. Very, very nice bloke. I love to play a game against him and absolutely got completely destroyed. So there we go. Terminators better Centurions? No. Terminators are cool though. I will say that. Any idea what to add to your Salamanders to in Land Raider Demon? Have you heard of Centurions? They actually might be pretty good because Assault Centurions in a Land Raider with Flamers or Melters actually would work in Salamanders. So fully enjoying content. What do you think of the new data sheet and new Necron model Nightbringer? Oh my god, the new Nightbringer and that new model look fantastic, and I love the data sheets. Because I want to make a Necron destroyer army. Like that, oh my god, I love it. My favorite models from Necrons are the Ophidians, and having an Ophidian Lord, Ophidian character is awesome. Do you think you'd be able to stop Scary scoring 100? Probably not. It'd be more down to luck than anything else if he doesn't score 100. Well, the team event I'm going to, right? So I was asked by my teammates, you know, oh, can you fill in this matrix of like what your expected points are against, you know, various factions? I just went, I don't fucking know. Just put me against whatever the worst thing is. My job at the tournament, the team tournament, is to just throw 18 Centurions at someone and try and get something. Or just to, like, negate a really bad matchup. That is my job, and I'm happy to do it. That was always kind of what I liked doing in games like League of Legends or whatever. I always liked being... I didn't really care about getting kills. I just wanted to disrupt. I loved, you know, Poppy from League of Legends is my favorite character, because it's just, you can do a lot of damage, but you just, you know, disrupt, cause problems. That's what I like doing. I like being the bruiser. So that, yeah, imagine knowing your expected points against that matchup. That's the thing, I don't get it, right? Because, oh yeah, what's your expected number of points? How well do you think you're going to do against Codex Space Marines? I don't have a fucking clue, because there's like 12 different possible lists from the Codex Space Marines. I don't know what they're going to bring. It's very, very dependent on what's in the list, and I don't really know the meta. Anyway, I was going to ask a question, and then I keep saying that, and then looking up at chat, and then seeing more stuff to answer. So I'll do that now. My brother wants to start collecting Chaos Space Marines. Do you have any idea of what kit I should get him as a first? If he has nothing, I guess Legionnaires, because they're always good. If you want to get him something cool, Chosen, pretty cool. Like one of the Lords, Demon Prince. What else? What else could you get him? Yeah. What's the current? I guess it depends how much you actually, you know, like your brother. How much you actually want to spend on him. What's the current? I have to like up and down to get beyond my bloody light. I'll explain that in a sec, because I keep getting distracted by everything else. What's the combat patrol right now? That's a pretty decent one. It's a lot of... Seems like a lot of regular dudes that you're probably going to use. Yeah, that looks like a good start. Has a lot of cool stuff in there. I will say my favourite model, whether he'd want one or not, is the Lord Discordant on Hellstalker. That's a fucking amazing model, but if he's just getting into it, that's also a horrible, complicated looking model. Painting out 9 zone, I need to build them first. Right. I'll get back to what you're all saying in a moment. I need to say what I'm saying. That made no sense. How do I build these? What? So I currently have 12. I have 12 Devastators and 6 Assaults, right? 6 of my 12 Devastators are one color scheme. I've got 2 lots of 3, so I was thinking of building another 2 lots of 3 Centurions to just match those, so they're all the same. So there'll be another 3 Midna-inspired ones, another 3 Majora's Mask-inspired ones. Same with the... I have 6 Assault Centurions, 3 with Melters, 3 with Flames. So again, I can build to double up on those, which means that I'd have to build these Saturnines as Assault Centurions. Do I do that, or do I build the Saturnines as Devastated Centurions, just group the 2 other Zelda ones together, and then do something else with Assaults? I don't think that's going to be the better way to do it. I could be wrong. Because yeah, what weapons do you get as a set? Let me flip over to now. I'm gonna have to explain some more things. Desk. Hello, welcome to the desk. I'm on my actual desk. If I put my hands like here, like if I get too close to the light, it will absolutely blow the. I'm so white, it will absolutely just blow the thing out. Apologies for the quality. So I'm having to use my webcam up there. I used to have like that set up over on that desk, but it meant I couldn't use this my VTuber model, and also that's really cramped. So I've got paints over there now with some cool paint racks that the woman got me for Christmas. That's over there now. Yeah. So that's the question. I have hands. True. These are Saturnine Terminators that I'm going to use as Centurions. Comrade Chernov, thank you for the $5. Why did that not? Where did that? Why not have them? One sec. Oh, this giant. No, there it is. They're just really far behind. Did I flick over? The super chat hasn't come through. Why is that? Oh. I have to fix that. Thank you for the super chat. Want to make more WYSIWYG Saturnine accents? GSD act like I have a rock drill that fits. That's. Hey, Polish Wolf, how's it going? Right. So, what weapons do you get as a Saturnine Terminator? I apologize if this is going to get blown out. You need to build them, and then obviously you get weapon choices. So I'm thinking. They don't have left and right hands, do they? They only have... You can only punch with this hand, right? The Disruption Fist. Bit annoying. I'd like Double Fist, if possible. I don't think you get Double Fist, do you? Where's the Fist? Fist is 30. There's a 28. Oh, that's like part of it. 7. The 28. Where's the punch? Oh, there's part of the fist. Yeah, looks like you only get 1 fist per person. Use them in place of the offhand. I do probably have some spare drills, yeah. But I am wondering if it would just be easier to go... Like, just put these ones on, because they look like las cannons. And just have these guys as las cannon dudes. So you only get 1 of those as well, don't you? Oh no, you get 2. You can have 2. You might say, well, magnetize it, but no. That's very silly. Will you be using these for tournament play? Yes, I'm going to have these as proxies for Centurions. Double Fist might need some Centurion arms. Yeah. Can't imagine they have a crazy amount of poses with a shroud and shoulder. No, but to be fair, I'm going to go like this. I'm actually going to go shoulderless. I did this. This guy's actually fallen off his base, but I built the Praetor. Cool as hell. If I can get him on camera. Not screw the lighting. I built him with both both melee weapons, but I didn't put the shoulders on because I actually think it looks cool like that. So without these shoulders, that actually looks better. I think it's silly, it's just a lot of work. It's not silly, no, but I am lazy and I need to get these done quickly. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe just like Obviously, with this particle shredder thing, obviously it looks like the fist. But it would need a drill, which it doesn't really have. So I may go... Yeah, what I might do then is go these as Devastators. Just give them both sides las cannon. Or maybe one side and that could be the rockets. Something like that. Probably like... Yeah, if we do that and then the fist, because that fist counts as the big punch. Oh, hey, Paul's tried 30k. Oh, it's more Centurions. Hey, to be fair, if you like 30k... I've got this to build at some point. Ugh. Which I'm sure will get done eventually. You always want to see if you can make it obliterate. Oh yeah, these make amazing obliterators as well. Sure, those aren't white gloves. It's unfortunately just how white I am. Saturnine Terminators is better with disintegrator guns. I think that's probably right. You can add extra bits to make it more Raven-like, or just paint them with color scheme. I'm probably just going to paint them as with my weird Screaming Raven color scheme rather than do anything else fancy. Mostly just because of time. Like, I need to get all this done. I can't really think too hard about it. I am very up. You know, if you have any suggestions for schemes that I could do, I'll be up for hearing those. Yeah, it would mean that my other Devastators I'll have to put in together as they're slightly different paints, so that's fine. So I'm more tan than real. Somehow, yes, my literally using pure, like, you know, white. Purest pure white is whiter than me. So let's get started with this, right? So we actually need to get these done. There are 6 to do. I believe it's probably 2 per sprue. Be my guess, because I have 3 sprues. I apologize for various, just, you know, if you want me to actually reply to your message and not just hope that I look up and see it, then super chats or bits or whatever are probably the best way of doing it. Oh, very nice, very nice. Morning from Pittsburgh, hello. Got the Something Circling Ophidian Destroyers for Christmas to build? Hell yeah. If you're going Destroyers though, you should look out for that new box next week. What do you enjoy building? Yeah, it's not too bad, generally. Over there. Not the best in the world. I prefer it to painting, I think, maybe. I don't know. Are you using them for Winchester GC? Oh no, these are I don't need these for any. These are only for South Coast. I don't need them for anything else. I'm not going 36 Centurions for like the tournaments at the end of the month, Reese. That'd be insane. And also, I wouldn't. You know, 80. I'm already making you have 18 Centurions in the team. I'm not going to be evil and do make you do 36. Yeah, 30k has a lot of very cool models. Right, I'm just kind of standing here. What? I've zoomed in. Sorry. Yeah, that's probably going to happen a lot because I think the camera is going to get blocked by the light. Right. 1920. 6 times. Is that just the way to do it? Just do it 6 times? These look all the same, right? They're basically the same. Is that right? I know, there's like a ABC. E. 6 times. Yeah, so it's basically they're all the same. When it comes to this bit, it's just a case of where the legs go, and they're slightly different legs. That's not too bad. But yes, if you want to use me properly, like Big Mushroom. There it goes, it works now.
Hi Paul, love your videos, red heart emoji. In the art section, I made art of Screaming Raven Centurions based on the first Metroid game I played back in 2018.
Oh, awesome.
See ya.
I will check that out after the stream. Thank you very much. Thank you for the £5. Helps a lot. 1920. Now we have to play the game of can Paul find 19 and 20. There's 19. Big old mole line on that one. 19 and 20 nearby. Is it just 19 and 20 we need for now? No. Yes. But there's various bits. There's 1920. There's 1312. Let's get all of these bits out and then we can work it out. So there's 13. 12 is normally quite nearby. There's 12. Hey Christian, how's it going? Is it Thursday? What are you doing streaming? You know, I've got to get these done somehow, and I might as well try and make a buck off it. I would have everything except one Locust Destroyer. Well, I mean, double up. Might as well. And then it's... That's the first bit, second bit. 23, 22, 21. That's 21. $22. 23. Something I did over the Christmas period. Wait, why didn't... $23. 22. That way, yeah. Yes, that's 16, which is the next bit. Just where the numbers are. I need to make sure I got the right. So that's 20, 16, 15, 14. That's 14. We know what 15 looks like. Like a leg thing. I got more GCSE. GCSE? No, GSC. Nice. Yeah, the Combotron magazine is very, very nice. Howdy, Zenik. How's it going? Had a good New Year. How did you get on? Hope you had a good Christmas. What do people get for Christmas and New Year? Don't get presents for New Year. You got a new year for New Year. What do people get for Christmas, if anything? Whatever or not, I don't, you know. You could lie if you wanted to, but it's not going to exactly fact check you. Say you got 12 horses, or like, yeah. Why am I still talking? There should be another version of that, right? There should be 6 of these. So I see another 22. Oh, I see. I think I've basically done this wrong. Which part was 22? 22 was the third part. Goes in that pipe. 1. Oh, it's going to be off camera. I never found a good place for the camera, and frankly, at this point, not my problem. And it's entirely my problem, but it's also now your problem. So if you're watching this, it's your problem. I apologize. The light's very good though. I got a new light for Christmas, which is very, very nice. Not good at painting anything smaller than Space Marine. Got Imperial Guard Combat Patrol. Awful. How awful of you. I'm so sorry your Christmas was ruined. 14, 50, 16 is this part. Should be kind of mirrored, right? Should be closeness. What did I just get? Did I get 15? Yeah, 16, 15, 14, not 13. 13 is the other bit. I'm looking for the other bit of leg there. Then I need the 19, 20. That's the 13. Part 1. I also need 12. Apparently, this small bit is joined to the sprue by 4 parts for some god-awful reason. And 19, 20, which might be the ones over here. Yes, there we are. 20, 15. Right. Let's get these in order, because then we will get all of these bits out and then do them all at once. DC Mario, thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm going for a small dreadnought composition. If I win something, should I buy and paint a kite?
So should I buy and paint a knight? I was like, a kite. I looked up and yes. Go for a small dreadnought competition. If I win something, should I buy and paint a knight? Yes. If you want to. Entirely up to you, of course. It's your money. Or you could paint a kite. Like, go fly a kite. That might be fun. Maybe. When was the last time anyone flew a kite? Question. I'm not going to answer. Look, like 3 years ago. Wow. Right, 7 AM, I just woke up. Notification, she started streaming. Well, good morning. You got a Death Leaper from buddy? Hell yeah. Death Leaper's cool. I mean, it's 2 PM here. I'm up at a reasonable time. I actually woke up late today. I wasn't feeling about this one. I had a massive headache. But now I'm alright. That's why I'm here. If I had a headache, I wouldn't be trying to do this and chat to you fuckers. But here I am. Doing the thing. Yes, thank you again for your super chat. S. I actually don't know what that currency is. I need to know your thoughts on new Necron model. Cool as hell, and I love the rules. Seems awesome. I really like it. And that box is basically perfect for me wanting to start a destroyer army. It's absurdly, like, perfect. And the new Nightbringer is also awesome. I'll probably try and get my hands on the box set that's coming out. Like maybe a couple of those, because that's like all destroyers. It's like no wasted models for me. But I'm probably not going to bother trying to get... I might try and get the destroyer character, but I won't get the Nightbringer. I mean, to be fair, they will both be available later on. What is this? Ivy! Thank you for becoming a new member, apparently. Even though I know you'll definitely been here a while. Unless you're a different Ivy, in which case, hello. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done any streaming or any videos, right? Because obviously Christmas. So I imagine there's been a few lapsed memberships. 3, and then there should be one this side. Whoa! Tom Newton.
Thanks for the tournament glazing. I was inspired to go to my first RTT on the weekend and everyone was lovely. I even won my first game.
Hell yeah. Congratulations. Thank you very much for the super chat. That's the thing. I think I've actually found this, like, yeah, tournaments are great, to be honest. And I'm tired of pretending they're not. Even though I never, well, I don't know why I lied. I found that people who really don't like tournament play, at least in my comments, again, this is very much going to be... I'm not saying that every person who's like a narrative player is like this. I think it's just the ones that are on the internet, basically. Like, I'm not going to paint everyone with the same brush that I see from my comments, but... especially because it is YouTube. But I feel like people who really don't like tournaments are very, very aggressive and, like, kind of negative. And I feel like the reason maybe that they don't like the game right now is because they are negative people who no one wants to play with. Rather than it being the problem with the game. You know what I mean? But that also might just be anecdotal. I've definitely found that with the video I made just before Christmas about what I don't want to see in 11th edition. People who don't like 10th are aggressively like calling me like names or whatever about it. And it's just like, the reason you don't like 10th is because no one wants to play with you. Is that actually the reason? Because even if I was to play one of those previous editions, like, I probably wouldn't want to play with you because you sound like a kind of sound like a knob. Honest. 2, 1. Obviously, most comments are fine. One comment I did find quite funny, I can't remember who said it, but it was like, you know, I hate 10th, I haven't played since 4th or 5th. It's like, you haven't played the game for like, what's that, 10, maybe more than 10 years? And yet you're so very angry about a game that you haven't played in that long. I feel like maybe you need to chill. I mean, some people did have some good points. The one point actually I didn't like bringing up was people saying that the Imperial system. I'm glad most of America's asleep right now, because it means I can say this without too much retribution. People who said the Imperial system is base 12. It's not. Just because there's 12 inches at a foot doesn't mean it's a base 12 system. Because you then do 1/8 of inches, and also it's not 12 feet to a yard. So don't come at me with that bullshit. Anyway, what's chat doing? How's chat? It's ended in 2013. Yeah, so 12, now 13 years ago. 12 years ago, more. But if you RTTs and they're great, they only had one bad experience, it was handled well by the staff. Awesome. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so far, I've had no bad experience. I've had a great time. I've met some cool people. The people I'm going to the team tournament with are all people I met at these events. And all but one of them have kicked the shit out of me. I've lost to every single member of my team apart from one who I've never played. But I think we're doing like a practice thing. Not this weekend, the weekend after. So I'm sure he'll beat me then. Everyone else has beaten me at tournament. Reese obviously caged me in forever. Brett is a nightmare with his AdMech, and the most recent one was Daniel, who I lost to by a single point. So, and the other guy Seth is also very, very good. So I'm definitely not gonna be able to beat him. That's why I'm there for the I'm the comic relief of the team. I'm happy to take that role. Ready to fight Titus armies in the future? I'm actually not too worried about Titus. I feel like with Titus, when I saw his rules, and it was like, oh yeah, he can get back up if he kills something he's got like anti-infantry. I'm like, okay. I mean, I could probably chew through most of that unit pretty quick with Centurions. And even if not, it's more of a problem for me if they do get into melee, because I'm only infantry. But if you have any vehicle, just like throw a vehicle at him. Just slow him down with vehicles. It feels like that would be better. I need 21 to 23. Necron detachment rule just dropped. Ooh. Someone want to fill us in? I hope I make a motion to work out you disrespect like that. It's hilarious. Well, good morning. See, that's the thing. If you're an American who's woken up nice and early, you get to hear my disrespect and yell at me. But for those who are asleep, you've lost your opportunity. So I apologise. Actually, I don't apologise. Snooze, you lose, as they say. Some of the officials, do you think I'm playing Heresy? I looked into the Heresy rules on a stream at one point, and it looks like an interesting game. It looks quite crunchy. So there's a lot going on. Obviously, you got the templates and stuff, which I know people do like the templates. One Blade Guard soaked over 250 points of shooting and lived for the rest of the turn. Hell yeah. Yeah, Blade Guard are, if you can get those 4-ups, they are nasty. I had that at some point as well, where they just, you know, Blade Guard too angry to die. Well, in fact, Blade Guard killed Lehman Russ in combat over 2 turns recently, which is great. Already 10 PM here? Oh, wow. Do you think we might get a new Iron Warriors Combat Patrol with including upgrades route? Maybe. Because a video about new Titus rules seems like it's just going to be a list check more than something. That's the thing. I think that's the thing. I think the thing with a lot of those kind of characters, that there is just kind of a check for it, but it's not like you need a specific check. You know, it's like with the Vitric stuff, right? You know, or even with Centurions, right? Like Centurions are one of those ones where they are a weird profile, and one of the reasons that I think they are good, you know, still good even with a nerf, is that they are such a weird data sheet, because they have 4 wounds, which is always quite good because there's a lot of D3, damage or D6 damage where you have to kind of fight quite hard. There's, you know, they do an absolute truckload of damage, even potentially even without requirements of both the moment. You still have to get through a lot of they're 2 up, and toughness 7 is a weird amount of toughness to have to deal with. There's not many things that are like strength 7, and even strength 12 stuff it moves on 3s. Is anybody's going to attach to Blade Guard? Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a big block to deal with. Just slow it down. I've known some people team with 5 trench crusade models on the way to my house. What I'm trying to say is, thank you for inspiring to paint, even though I'm not good. Yeah. There's no not being good at painting. My video this week is kind of going to be about that, somewhat, in terms of because it's kind of going to go through. I think it's 13 up there. That's 21. Basically going to be a repeat of last year's video, because that video seems to be... They seem to have a delay of a year on those videos, in terms of doing well on YouTube. That's 16. Side. Looking for 15. Let's see. Gonna be one of the other one of them, 23? 3. Not 23. Oh, did I get 23 from the wrong side last time? Did I put it in the wrong part? Yes, I did. Ta-da! We now have 6 body parts. Part of leg, I think. Actually, much fluffier than 40k as far as last and balance. The last and balance stuff is as hard to kill or as killy as lore suggests it should be with minimal balance. Which is why I don't think I'd enjoy it as much. I feel like that is where, you know, between me and narrative players differ. Curdy CTV. Curdy, thank you for subscribing. Sergeant Buck says howdy. Wow. How's he doing?
Sergeant Buck says howdy.
Hello, hello. Thank you for the Twitch sub. 8 minutes for roughly a month now, and your vids have been entertaining. I figured out. Awesome. Hope the streams are also as equally entertaining. Right. Now I want to go through. Get all these bits. So again, I'm going to be off camera while I. Oh, you can see that actually. Maybe you can't see. See? Quality seems pretty bad on this camera. Not going to do that because of light. There's a bloody great big mold line on it. You sort them out. Let me do this for a little while. Put the camera so it's not upside down. It's not that. You're the right way up. It's just the camera isn't pointing perfectly away. You're the other side of my point of view. The problem is if I flip it, it would then be wrong, basically. How should I run Centurions in a Blood Angel list, particularly RCO? Which one is RCO? I don't remember. Honestly, just any Centurion. The thing with Centurions, right, is whatever you're running it in, you don't really need to do it in a specific way. You just run Centurions. And it will kind of fit into whatever you're doing with your detachment. Obviously, if you're more melee focused, you probably want the melee ones. But even, like, a melee army needs some shooting. And I do think that Centurions are a great shooting platform. Even if you just have one in reserve that comes on the board edge and then just kind of hangs out. Takes line of sight. Similar to the way that people play with Doomsday arcs, right? They're a really nasty thing you have to... I wonder what things when there's such awful mod lines. It is kind of... I do whenever I see mold lines, I'm always like, it's, you know, it's kind of the probably the best they could do. What annoys me is when they do, for example, this one, very similar piece, barely has a mold line on it. What annoys me is whenever they put the contact point. Might have done pretty well with it. A lot of the pieces, where the contact points are usually where it's hidden. Yeah, they've actually done all right. But let's take, for example, if they put the contact bit like on the flat of this the shoulder piece or whatever, that's when I get annoyed. It's like so annoying. Outrider bikes are awful. Oh yeah, I do remember them being pretty bad. Then there's also some weird stuff because obviously they're kind of the push fit ones, where like you get like half a sword or something. It's a bit weird. This is quite good, right? Because they put the contact bit on this part of the trim, which is easy to get off. Like if they put it on the flat, that's a nightmare. And again, this one has no mold line. That's nice. That's a nice piece. Are Centurions fun to paint? If so, I want to buy them. I don't mind painting Centurions, to be honest. The only annoying parts are... And in fact, that's the only annoying parts of really building them are the cable parts. But they're actually pretty nice to paint, to be honest. Because the shoulder pads are pretty chunky. They're an open model. Like their guns aren't crossing their bodies, so you don't have to worry too much about sub-assemblies or anything. They're just a fun model. New player here, could you explain the etiquette about going over the points limit? As a new player, I'm kind of confused. The etiquette is you don't, like I said, you don't go over it. What's your what are you confused about? Is it the fact that you're like, do you think there's like for example, if you're doing a 2,000 point game, that is the limit. Like you can't have 2,005 points, even if you know if you want your list and it's 2,005 points, you have to change your list. That's just kind of the thing, right? You can go under. You can go under it by as much as you like. But if you want to be an absolute, you know, insane person, you can play 1 point or 10 points. What's the cheapest thing you could, you know, one character you could play like a 50-point list in 2,000 points. Don't know why you would, but you could. You can't go. You cannot go over. Right, we're gonna be putting the first piece together. So, not because I've realised I've missed some of this. That's one of the most annoying things I do. Is go, okay, I think I've cleaned this all up, and as soon as I put it together, I notice a big chunk of the gate that I've missed, and I'm like, ugh. It's always a pain to get off. Replace the vibe while I kit bash custom suppressors instead of buying the Vanguard box. Hell yeah. What you how you doing your kit bash?
Look at the size of that thing.
Main.
For the bestest baldest Centurion boy. Love from up north, Scotland emoji.
Thank you very, very much for the 20 quid. Thank you very much. Big up to Scotland. I've only ever been to Scotland once, and it was because we were like near the borders. We crossed over to the border of Scotland, came back. I'd love to go to Scotland. Edinburgh is one of the places that Joe and I have been meaning to go for a while. Behave it is. We have a piece. One of 24 to go. Yeah, obviously, if you're, if you're learning the game, there might, you might have different points lists just to be able to learn the game. Like, this is definitely for if you're going to a game and there's a point limit, yeah. Edinburgh is basically England, but Edinburgh seems nice. I was invited to a tournament in like the Scottish Highlands, which I would love to go to, but it was on the day of my wedding, so I didn't want kind of the divorce speedrun record. It wouldn't even have been a divorce; it would have been we got married, even though we took that long together. Another piece. Right, so how are these bits good? We have 21 is that way up. 23 looks like that way up. That fits together like so. Yes. And there's that gap there. This lad goes into. I think we probably want to go get that first, then the next bit. Like that. Right, yes. Good to me. Maybe better to do it the other way. What do you Saturnine like to build so far? So far, not too bad. Obviously, there's quite a lot of these kind of fiddly bits, but honestly, not terrible. So far, at least. Interceptor bodies, and then Havoc weapons. Ooh. Very cool. Thing is, actually, there's a lot of pieces here, but it gets a lot easier very quickly. Like, I think just these leg parts probably are the hardest bit. After that, it's not too bad. Yeah, the Saturnine Praetor, again, I'll show you mine, without the shoulders, it's about the same height as a regular Terminator Captain, so use that information as you will. Another YouTuber went to South Coast tournament with the towers picked by ChatGPT. I had some good ideas to do stuff with ChatGPT, like stuff like that. You know, what would ChatGPT like? You know, play a game against essentially AI ChatGPT, or try build a list with ChatGPT. But I think the problem is right now it's just not the way that AI is going. Even if it is for comedy, it's just not like I've done AI videos in the past, but I don't really want to do them anymore. It doesn't feel like AI just isn't as funny anymore. Problem. $300 cheaper than buying 3 Vanguard kits to make out a nice. Oh, right, yeah. I think I have some suppressors somewhere because I think I got some in the Imperium magazine. So if you were looking for actual suppressors, that is a way of doing it. Is try and find old Imperium, or maybe even I don't think the Combat Patrol magazine had it. There's a gap there. Probably okay. Don't see how that gets any closer together. Maybe it does. A bit. There it is. There you go. So then these would go A and C. So that's like that. They'd go in. Yeah, so they go like that. That's how they will go eventually. I think. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So you can see inside here. Oh, right. So they have specific. You can see on this one, like slots that they go in because there's several different holes in the back of this. Right. Then this has a little peg on it. So you like choose like do you want it there, there, or there. There's actually 3 little things. That's all over finished basing Magnus. Go with the rails, start waxing philosophical, then 120 more crew hands. Yeah, like Dog videos are always very funny. Like, stuff he did, like the Pajama Sam video is absolute classic, right? But it just doesn't feel like it can do that again. Which is a bit of a shame. I had some ideas, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. Which is fine. Yeah, I think the kind of point in time where AI was kind of funny, it is kind of gone, which is there's too much negativity around it to use it on the channel. And I've got loads of other things I need to do anyway, so. Again, I think, yeah, that's the thing, Ivan. Like, AI isn't really the problem. It's, once again, the problem is people. Like, if it's not AI, it's something that's, you know, social media, it's, you know, it's, whatever. And AI obviously is such a broad topic that, like, the videos I did with AI, I do enjoy, like, and that is still a useful use case for them. Like, the YouTube AI, the YouTube creator AI thing is just, I never use it because the problem is it doesn't give you any good ideas. At least in terms of what I do, right? Because it's either gonna basically be like, oh, you make tournaments about videos. Well, make a video. You make videos about tournaments. Make a video about a tournament that doesn't exist. It's like, well, I can't do that. You know, it's like, oh, I went to this tournament and I used this list. It's like, well, I didn't do that, so why would I make a video about it? Or it just suggests stuff I've already done. Just do that again. I don't think AI is doing more harm than good. I think in terms of, like, AI has got some very good use cases. But again, if it wasn't AI, it'd be something else that would be kind of, you know, there is obviously the big problem with, you know, data center stuff. But I mean, even before AI, you had big data. Big data was a huge thing for a long time. That required a lot of hosting space, clouds, you know, cloud computing and stuff. Locating guard well while watching your videos. I hate guard. Unfortunately, I don't think enough people not enough people watched the video I put out just for the end of the year, because at the end of that video I said if I reached 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2025 I would have built a guard army, but you didn't quite get there. Real shame. Real shame. You know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, that's the thing, and the other problem might be it's being shoved in everywhere, and also I find that a lot of them aren't AI. Like, Spotify Wrapped is a really good example of kind of AI causing problems, right? Because before, you know, AI, like large language models and generative AI, they had the Spotify Wrapped, and now they obviously, it seems like they just shove it into an AI, which is lies, even though they had the systems beforehand. It's very silly. Yeah, and the RAM price hike, which is very unfortunate for me because I do need a new computer. And I was going to get one, and now I don't think I will for a while. Resource that already stretched further, rich as at the top with scraps and everything else. That's the thing. That, again, if it's not AI, it's something else. AI is a symptom, not a actual cause. Right? That's my thing. And AI is, you know, there are some, I don't use it often, like ChatGPT, but when I do, it's usually for very basic starting off of research. Like, I was looking for a camera I could potentially take to tournaments instead of like a little like a action cam type thing, so I could have do time lapse. So, you know, ChatGPT got the starting foundation off of just like, here's like the top 3 companies that do it, and, you know, did kind of the initial research, and then after that it's, you know, on me, because at that point asking details at that point is going to be too difficult. Then obviously, you know, you have I watched a video, I don't remember his name, the pretty popular YouTuber. He did one where he basically just did whatever, like, he let ChatGPT basically just lead his life, and he like tried to rediscover, like, he had, you know, go back to baby brain or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was very silly. Like, it's that, you know, AI. It's not digital hallucinations. That's from Amazing Digital Circus, but it's that kind of thing where people get into it. But again, the thing with that is those kind of people would probably have been, you know, there's some other way that they would have been taken for a ride, right? And that's not to say, oh, but then AI doing it is fine. It's not. I'm just saying, like, AI. My point is that AI is a symptom. That's the thing. Generative AI, and like, because AI, like, video games have AI. You know, the computer, you know, the NPCs are AI. AI is such a broad term. Things that weren't AI before suddenly become AI. You should have had a wrap-up thing, and they used AI because it was saying I watch channels I've never watched. Yeah. I think everyone is getting involved in the rap because they can just be like, hey, ChatGPT, here's all our data, just make some shit up about all our customers. You know, kind of stupid. Wondering, thoughts for slightly unconventional list are lower point games. I've got a few units of Death Guard, but I also really want to run a Knight Abominant. That's the thing with lower point games is stuff like Knights becomes quite contentious, right? Because hey Zidra, hope you had a good day for all of the videos. Can't wait to see more for it. And thank you very much. And I hope you hope for them. Yeah, like 1,000-point games can get weird, right? Like if you decide, yeah, we're gonna go no holds barred, then stuff like Knights is difficult to deal with if you haven't brought any anti-tank, right? Also, you are you're causing problems in terms of not being able to do as much actions. I always feel like with 1,000 points, if you take a Knight Lancer, just charge it in turn 1, like what they're gonna do? That's gonna stop them for so long. I know some places that do 1,000-point tournaments or whatever, or 1,000-point events will have a limit on certain, nothing higher than toughness X, or no more than one unit can't be worth more than Y number of points, stuff like that. Well, did you just mention the Amazing Digital Circus? Yes. The woman started watching it, or watched it, and then thought I might enjoy it. Yeah. Nope. I've moved this from down here, yes. And yes, it is exactly my kind of humor, the Amazing Digital Circus. It's slapstick horror. It reminds me a little bit, not completely, but it's similar to like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, in that it's wacky and silly, but also got a bit of horror to it, which I really like. There are some just genuinely very funny jokes in it. Video game AI program, LLMs are different. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, AI is such a broad term. Like, video game AI is very, very different to, stuff like, we've had AI for, chess games for decades now. But large language models and generative AI, which are very different. Even so, like, large language models type stuff where you can be like, hey, summarize this massive block of text rather than having to do it yourself. Like, there are use cases. Like, it might be one that I try and look into for if we ever do another call versus chat. Like, having, some sort of AI system or large language model system which goes, hey, could you summarize what Twitch chat is, or what YouTube and Twitch chat is saying right now, put it all together, and then give me like the summary. Kinger is your favorite character? Kinger's a good character. I like Kinger. Got some assault centurions combined with plague marines? Hell yeah. Yeah, Doug does that a lot, yeah. Into a 650 point each doubles tournament and brought Magnus and Mortarion. Oh dear. Didn't know Mordaka was playable after enough to shut of it. Anything is playable if you're brave enough, to be honest. Honestly, I think Mordaka is still, again, it's the difference between being able to do well with it and then being able to win an event with it. But most people really aren't trying to win events. If you see what I'm like, so, you could probably do pretty well with the Mordaka list if you kind of made your own thing, because people wouldn't be expecting it. Like with AI, yeah, that. Doug definitely does that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a shame he R.I.P. Doug. After the Point Crow car muffler scandal, never really recovered. That's the thing with AI, right? That bit he did where he was summarizing a Point Crow stream, that's fucking funny. Like, it's that kind of unexpected stuff that that you can get. You can like make a character and then it kind of spits out nonsense like that. That is funny. Hey Cassie, how's it going? My rows are getting a little bit disjointed. Like White Scar's army after collecting Space Wolves and Dark Angels. Any thoughts? I mean, if you have Space Wolves and Dark Angels, you basically have a White Scar's army. You just need to spray paint all of your collection white. I mean, yeah, if you want White Scars, go for it. All right, pick your favorite class of Imperial Knight. There are wrong answers. My favorite class of Imperial Knight is the Lancer. No doubt. Love a Lancer. If you look on the shoulders, I kind of messed up when I got the box. Well, the first one is White Scar, no shoulders. I mean, this is the thing. I'm not putting the big shoulders on, which is quite good because I actually prefer the way it looks without them. I think it's more Centurion-y without the big boy shoulders. Like originally, I was like, I wasn't too sure about the shoulders. Then I saw them in Warhammer World at one point. I was like, oh, okay, the shoulders are cool. Then I saw examples of them without the shoulders. I was like, actually, you know what? Without the shoulders. Wait, that's a good answer. Hey, I'm stripping my beautiful chunky tail suits. They're excited, very excited to be turning my first army good. Hell yeah. The greater good, as they say. Why does this feel like deja vu? You know, it'd be very funny. Because I reckon there's people who aren't watching, who are listening, that got this on the second monitor or whatever, who don't know what I'm replying to. I wonder if I could literally replay this entire stream tomorrow, and then see how many times I can replay the stream until people notice that it's not this. It's just a stream I wrote. I mean, you'll probably find on the. I guess if I streamed it and then hid today's chat and made that tomorrow's chat tomorrow, would people notice? I don't know. Who's to say? How many times could I do that before people catch on? They got plastic models, so I hope they get legends. I mean, they got plastic models recently, so I don't think they're going to. That's probably going to be my big project after this. So it'll be, building Saturnines and Centurions, getting them painted, and South Coast, the Japanese South Coast, Japan, Bomber, South Coast Super Major, with the 36, and then I'll probably start on my Lancer. So I do want to play a Lancer in Ravens. It's such a Screaming Raven model. Do you know how you plan to paint these Saturnine Centurions? Not at the moment. I'm up for any suggestions. Any themes that people might... Funny? No, I'm not doing the Amazing Digital Circus, despite the fact there are 6 of them, because, God, that would be horrific. Like, a Zubul themed one would just be the worst thing in the world to paint. Because bear in mind, it's got to be something simple that I can kind of get done quick, really, realistically. Lancer's just a straight up point and click erase tool. I know, it's so silly. Like, massive movement, charge, ridiculous damage, 4 up invuln. Like, just all the time. That's nasty shit. Although I feel like the first time I use it, it's just going to die immediately. Yeah, I feel like with the Lancer, it's just, you just run. Just charge. Just go. There's no... I like it, there's no nuance. There's no reason to try and hide it. It's just, you just point it somewhere and go. And a free tank shock, exactly. Centurion's going to be banished to Legends 7th edition. GW wants to keep you bad at stuff and take more money. Well, if they go to Legends, they know that I will fight them physically. Guys, help, I'm stuck in a time loop. You'll be fine. Don't worry about time loops. They take my jacket off, a bit warm. Which is surprising because it snowed yesterday. Any idea? Any plans to open the Pile of Shame submissions again next few months? Yes. I've got a few I need to catch up on before, but I will probably start doing the Pile of Shame submission streams again soon-ish. Don't know when though. Oh, there, right. Now we need to just put these on, then just double check I have bits. More lines, yes. Now, do I go? Yes, I feel like I go down the columns rather than across. And I'm doing the same bit over and over, which is going to be a bit quicker. Okay. Give it a check, give it a glue. How you do it. You've been the one encouraging all my friends to play Centurions. That's me. I'm that guy. And you know what? They're right for doing it. They're right for playing Centurions. As again. I have my pile of shame by keeping tons of boxes as boxes as source mode. Yeah, that's, to be fair, I've got a lot of boxes for theirs. Brews and stuff. I could put some of those in my loft because I bought it in my loft. That was a fun project. It's the first time I've done like proper, you know, DIY, because normally the woman does a lot of the DIY. I help in terms of measuring stuff, but she's actually better at DIY than I am normally. Like, and I think she enjoys it more. I'm good at destroying things. She's good at making things. That's kind of how we split things up. I do destruction, she does creation. But up in the loft, being a lanky, long lanky boy, made it a lot easier for me to get around like the joists and stuff in the loft. So I had to basically do it mostly myself. She cut boards for me, which is very nice, and passed stuff up, like the loft legs. You know, it felt very, very adult. You know, it's one of those ones where I think about sometimes. It's like, yeah, I what was it? Free cash money. You know, at any point I could just go to B&Q and like just buy chainsaw. No one can stop me. Weird, right? Like no one stopped me. You know, there was no authority that was like, yeah, you need to do this if you want a boarding loft. I just did it. You know. I need those moments of feeling like an adult now that I'm a YouTuber. Because whenever people talk about, you know, the work they do, I'm always like, yeah, I barely. I don't relate anymore. You have meetings, you have, you know, exec structures, and you have to take time up for holidays. It was very funny, obviously, where, you know, people were asking, like, oh, you know, when we meeting up for, like, Christmas Year and stuff, people were like, oh, you know, when you're back to, when you're saying to the woman, like, oh, wait, you know, when you're back to work, we're like, you know, finding out when people's holidays time's up. No one asked me. No one asked me when I was back to work. Because the answer is obviously I don't have time off, technically. I just do whatever I want. I mean, I technically had time off, but it wasn't like... It didn't come out of like a holiday allowance, right? Watching your videos on YouTube. Love your stories. Bit new into playing, and as I usually paint, keep doing what you're doing. I think right. I love choice of using 3K monsters. Yeah. These are very good Centurion proxies. Keep saying Terminators. I have Terminators on the brain. Very starting me, I go model by model. Yeah, with these bits, because they're all the same, because there's 6 parts of it, I feel like if I just do all of them at once. Normally I would go model by model, but with this, like with Centurions, because each Centurion is unique, and they have to have certain parts, like the cables in certain places, I'd do it model by model. With this, it's just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Nice and easy. Hello, Forge. How do you like my how's it going? Doing well. Have you had a good Christmas and New Year? YouTube circles back to work if you big enough to call managers. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I'm not at the point where I have any editors or manager or anything. Yeah, I've had offers from, you know, those kind of like multi-channel networks which are like, hey, you know, we'll do all this stuff for you. It's like, no. At some point, I may be looking for an editor for the gaming channel. Just to take that off a plate, because it's not exactly much work, but it's... Or maybe, like, stream highlights. I don't really know, like... highlighting a stream like this, I don't think people would watch it, right? I mean, maybe they would. As like a, it's a kind of a background thing, but I also wouldn't want to subject someone to having to go through, a potentially 3+ hour stream of rambling to find the good bits. You know what I mean? Who else could edit magnets? Exactly. Yeah, there's a very special, it's a very secret way of saying magnets. No one else knows apart from if you just very easily do it. Got a good score in CX the other day. I got Dawn of War 1 and also some DLC for £5. Hell yeah. Not bad. Holidays are pretty good, but I'm going to have to dip soon. Alright. Oh, have a good rest of your day. So before I go. Yeah. 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 What's your opinion on resin recasts? A large convo at the local LGS last Saturday. In terms of like taking the actual GW stuff and just making a 3D printed version of it, like exactly the same. Probably not a good idea. It is piracy. Obviously, I'm not. But if it gets into a hobby or whatever. The thing is with the 3D printing though is that because I have 3D printing models, I have 3D printing parts. Kind of whole point of the 3D printed thing, for me, I feel like having 3D printers as an option works. No, I'm just that way around. Is a good option for alternatives, right? Like you can do a lot more with it. You know what I mean? Stream highlights editing sounds chill as fuck. I know I said chill as fuck. He said to be fair, but I said as fuck. Chill as fuck. Maybe that's something I can look into. Like to go between my other videos. I feel like I'd have to make another channel for it. Maybe. I don't really want to have to make another channel. I feel like YouTube would be confused if it was like kind of less edited stream highlights versus my normal stuff, you see what I mean? Wishing I had glue on my hand. Which one? We just call that battle damage when it comes to painting. Issue is maintaining that 3D printer is in itself a hobby. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, having it's one of those things where I think people go, it's cheaper than GW, but then you got to consider that to have a 3D printer, you kind of need the space for it. I mean, some people will just ignore that, but obviously then kind of poisoning yourself. So, I don't know, it's one of those things. Why you pay them, don't feel bad, I suppose. Watching a full stream doesn't sound like the worst thing to do for money, I suppose. And again, it would depend how, like, obviously, it has to be a worthwhile investment, right? A 10-man Eben fishing squad can get a 50, 10, or 160. I guess you gotta hope the quality is good, right? Like, if it's reputable, then I always find with these things, like, for me, similar with games, right, at this point. If I have the money, I'll buy the... Obviously, I appreciate that's not an option for a lot of people. But obviously, 3D printing, being cheaper has, will probably have opened up the hobby for other people. Might not have been able to afford it. As long as you're not using it for nefarious means. I think what people worry about with 3D printing, I think generally, is kind of that kind of the meta chasing attitude, where if you just printed everything you possibly could, you'd have every thing ever, and it's like. I have an FDM printer running right now. How many microplastics do you think I've inhaled this stream? Do you have it running right now next to you? Without any ventilation? And you're just sitting there watching the stream and constantly huffing microplastics, then you're probably more plastic than person right now. I'm sure there's a joke in there about, I don't know, plastic surgery, but I'm not going to. Seems a bit unnecessary. But there's a joke in there. You know. Sometimes I do this where I have an idea of a joke in my head, but I can't really execute it. So it's a build your own joke. I give you the concept, you can build your own joke at that point. Macroplastic. There's a good joke from Carnivore. You've inhaled so much you've become macroplastic. But yes, you should ventilate. The thing is, I think because, especially younger people, probably I probably would have been like this as a kid as well. I'm not that worried. I've got a 3D printer, I can do whatever I want. Hey, it's cool. But no, you should be worried about your health. Do make sure you're following the safety instructions. Don't drink the 2-part resin. It is not resin time in your stomach. Rizeru, 8 months. Thank you very, very much for being Twitch sub. Thank you. Right, almost there. I'm going to feed you macroplastics. Wow. I know there's probably enough plastic shavings just to build a mini in a month. Free model, let's go. Hell yeah. Can I drink UV resin, Paul? It won't dry like normal resin. I wouldn't, but... And you shouldn't. Don't drink UV resin. I don't know why it sounded like I was going to continue with like a, but you could. No, don't. Do not drink. Don't drink. Don't drink anything apart from like water and what I'm going to drink, which is squash. And, you can have tea, coffee, beer, whatever. Things that you're meant to drink. Now that's an idea, Monkey King. Get the, the file for a Centurion, but just widen it. Like, literally, like, wide meme. Wide Putin meme. Just stretch it out wide and just have, like, a too wide. Obviously, just, like, horrifically, distorted because it's stretched. Now you're thinking with 3D printers. That's the thing. Like, if you got a 3D printer, you might as well, because it's funny. Not resin, it's PLA and it's a different type of printer. I'm not that stupid. There you go. What paint water? Don't drink the paint water. That's the thing. Like I've got 3D printed parts because I think that is absolutely fine. I think if you're gonna just literally just go like, I'm not gonna buy anything GW, I'm just gonna 3D print exact copies, then that's a bit naff. It's like game piracy, right? Like, I can't stop you, and it's not the worst thing in the world. But if you just go, honestly, if your justification is I just don't want to pay GW, I just want to get it cheap, you know what? Fine. No, I'm not going to be like, well, you're a bad person. I'm just going to be like, well, you do you. Like, you don't have to justify your choices, right? Like, the GW police aren't going to come and get you. And, as long as, if we play a game and you have a full 3D army and I don't really notice, or even if I do notice, as long as you're a reasonably nice person, we have a fun game, I don't care. It's too much effort to care at that point. Like, Oh no, that's real bad. I dropped a piece that's really hard to find, except I think I found it. Yeah, the problem is I have a grey carpet, so dropping pieces of model is bad news. What's the worst thing you've ever drunk accidentally or intentionally? I really don't like coffee. I'm not really ever. I've like had a sip of coffee once. I hate coffee, which is very, very good because I can't have caffeine anymore. So I'm glad I never had to quit coffee. Although I guess with ADHD, caffeine affects me weirdly. So I just don't have it anymore. Don't give devices you defile my precious salamanders, you of the heretic. I've lost the plot. That looks correct. There we go. I lost the plot and I found it again. Come on. There we go. You know what's really bad? My Spotify Wrapped. Because some of these royalty-free songs are really good. Especially Lupus Nocta. Some of my Spotify Wrapped this year was royalty-free. Human music, basically. My Spotify Wrapped was like, I barely listen to music. Basically. And what I listened to was basically the same as every other year. Feels very crypto. The people who 3D print all the stuff, great. All that stuff, great. People very, I don't know, absorbed with it. That's the thing. Yeah, I think people who are just like, it's when you see comments on YouTube where every comment is basically them going, "I'm 3D print this. I 3D print that." It's like, yeah, okay. Like, are you trying to advertise a 3D printer? Like, what's your deal? You don't have to constantly be, praising 3D print. You can just 3D print quietly. But again, those are the kind of people who are probably just doing it. They're the ones commenting on it. There's lots of other people who aren't, right? That's the thing. Would you consider using Saturnine Dread as an armature prop? I have a different idea of what to do with my Saturnine Dread once I build it. It's gonna be for a Screaming Ravens character. Boxar the Boombringer. I still need to decide how I'm gonna do that. Because it's gonna be, I want it to be basically a four-legged dreadnought.
Vote no Blood Ravens for Crusade. Also, I only print L-shaped terrain with my printer's XD.
Perfect. That's the best thing to do with 3D printer is more L's. Everything is L's. Love L's in this house. Thank you for the super chat. Both handle Blood Ravens. I feel like they both kind of have a very similar thing, right? They're both going to just take everything. What's your... What are you thinking? What's your current thoughts of both of them? Like, do you have an idea of like a story for both of them, or what's kind of your collection? So I guess it depends. If you have one with more of a collection than the other, then maybe go with that one. They can pivot, or which rule do you think are cooler? There's lots of things to consider. I missed a mold line. So I think that mold line's probably going to be hidden anyway. Together. Yeah, 3D printing terrain seems like a great idea. I hate people that won't shut up about it. I tried to really talk about it. That's the thing, yeah. Again, I think that's the same for a lot of hobbies, right? Like the people who are really won't shut up about it are the minority. Like with all the people who, I was saying earlier, like people who are really do not like 10th, even though they haven't played the game in years, or just hate competitive, or think tournaments are like ruining the game. They're probably the minority of people who have that opinion, and some people just go, I don't. But this is the thing, most people who don't like a thing just don't interact with it, and they're just like, I don't care. No, life is too short, and it's too much effort to get so mad about something that if you're not participating, it doesn't affect you. Within reason, don't take that to like the absurd, nature of things, like in terms of hobbies, right? Or TV shows or whatever, like not everything has to be deep dived. That's my work in progress. The work in progress channel. Awesome. But I like the Crusade rules of Votan. I can get 2k for both. Go with Votan. I think if it's got the more interesting Crusade rules, you should give it a go. I need to have the make the glue flow better. It is that way up. Right the first time. Whoops. Very few people put the effort into making an informed choice. They just prefer a snap decision and stick their feet down. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, but again, it's one of those ones where I think it's amplified on the internet, right? Where if you found a community of like-minded people, you're going to get entrenched in that mindset. And once you're there, it's hard to break out of it because you've made a lot of connections within that mindset. Like for me, right? Even from a positive angle. For my enjoyment in tournaments is because I've kind of got into that community and, been quite entrenched. If I suddenly turn around and say, oh, I hate tournaments, that's a lot of people who I'm just barely going to ever interact with again, right? Because I'm just like, oh, I don't want to deal with this anymore. When, and it's probably the same for the opposite, right? You have not been to a tournament in Eastern Europe, then you've never met assholes, bad people. I mean, no, because I'm here, not in Eastern Europe. Again, I feel like that might be a... I don't know. Stereotype? Maybe that's not a thing. Maybe it's just unlucky. Maybe it's just the culture, I don't know. Maybe all of the, maybe all the grognards are Eastern Europeans who are just like... That's it. I'm gonna get my anger out with Warhammer. Maybe, I don't know. First time on stream I caught just building a Rastus Castigator and a funny metal bird. Hell yeah. This is what it looks like to make minis. Never done it despite loving the books and lore and games. Yeah, this is what it's like. You have little pieces, you glue them together, and then you get several of those little pieces you made and put them together again, you make an even bigger piece. Then eventually you have a model. Like this. We'll have a base, but this guy's not on his base. That's the thing, right? Like, there's a lot, a lot of people who only interact with Warhammer through books, lore, and games, which is crazy. Because to me, like, I barely know the lore, and I'm not that interested in it. And also there's a lot of people, Depth of Regulars and Crackdo, all these people who do lore videos. There's so much information out there, but I don't have much time to like dedicate and like listen to a lot of it. Because I'm much more on the mechanics side of it than the story side of it. I think it's probably more rare these days, especially on YouTube. Like outside of being like pure, like the kind of people who are doing like coaching, right? But even then, I think they know enough about the story. I just don't know anything. I have a book I'm going to read while I'm in Japan. Probably for the flights. And I've got the Caiaphas Cain series in a book. Because I've heard they're good. I'll probably read that. The main culture shock for British people is our manners not being normal in other countries. Our manners, of course, being to not interact and just quietly tut when anything goes wrong, and to queue up. I think that's why I'm looking forward to going to Japan so much. I feel like they have very similar, you know, they're very polite as well, very harmonious people. Obviously, the problem with you know, the thing with the kind of the British politeness, it goes very quickly out the window as soon as we go abroad. And that's the thing, like every other country is like, you know, the British aren't polite. What the fuck are you talking about? They're the, you know, they're not Americans. So once again, brag on America. But we don't exactly have the best international reputation. You know, lads on tour or whatever. Maybe we want to try paying a Centurion, but I'm in basics. At least with Orcs, if you mess up, you can just cover it. Hey, to be fair, with a Centurion, you can do exactly the same thing. You mess up, just make it a Rusty Centurion. I'm the only one at my friendly local game store who plays guards. Everyone who just wants to get shot by Rogue Tour plays against me. My hands aren't made for anything but destruction, so I don't have confidence in building these small things. It does take practice, to be fair. Like some of the, so there are better ones, bigger models, right? But there are some really fiddly.
Building and painting or playing?
Building and painting or playing. I prefer playing to building and painting as well. Thank you for the super chat. I hard it while I was there. Error, try again. Okay, never mind. I don't know why my thanks for content is there anything. No problem. I would hazard a guess that a lot of people in my community don't play War. In fact, I know that because people tell me that. Yeah. Japan sounds very fun. I have a mate there who's doing uni there. Wow. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to going to Japan. We're going there for like 3 weeks. We've got lots to do. It's one of those once in a lifetime trips. But it does mean that I've got a lot of stuff I need to get done. It's going to be a busy year. That's kind of what the video this week should be about. Kind of like, you know, what's coming up, what I've done, what I'm planning, a bit about, you know, hobbying. But it's very much a, you know, it's going to be a busy year. So I've got, yeah, the trio of tournaments, South Coast, Japan, then 11th edition probably is going to be out around then. So, you know, there's a lot. That should be less of a gap. Hold that there. Reminded you for a month? Hell yeah. Am I the only one who chews the seam lines off? Probably. Don't do that. I love to build and paint, but I don't have enough stamina for long to get through. That is one of my problems as well. And my other problem is what's in my head is I can't execute what's in my head, so that frustrates me. Could somebody say with gift vouchers? Good luck. You gonna do one of those 2-hour vids with your Japan visit recap? I might do something about it, probably be on stream, to be honest. But most people are very different and who prefer building and playing to both play. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, there's probably someone out there who has exactly the same amount of like interest in all of those parts. You have any achievements now? Hell yeah. Mate mine met you at London GT. Oh, nice. Said he saw your objective markers, asked if you were a fan. Oh, he's that guy. Yeah, I remember that. That was very funny. Say hi to him. Yeah, that was a fun interaction. It was because he was like, "Oh, there's a report about his objective markers. Are you a fan?" I went, "I guess." And he went, "Oh, are you?" And I went, "Yeah." And he went, "Oh, I feel serious. Don't worry about it." Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun interaction. Right. So let's have a look. So we need 2 of them. 2 of these go low. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1 goes there. 2 of them do that. So let's do that. We have one leg. We have 2 legs. We're doing it. You can make use of 6 dev sets that are built and painted. I main set cut out and didn't manage to catch a reply. I mean, potentially.
Look at the size of that thing.
Jesus, pizza face.
Hey Paul, first time here, and you encouraged me to make a hilarious gimmick army.
Hell yeah.
I'm working on a Necron list with 3 Seraptech heavy construct. Each
Awesome.
one worth 540 points. Having fun trying to fill the remaining 380p.
Oh, I guess YouTube decided you'd spoken enough. Thank you very much for the $20. Holy. That sounds awesome. I reckon, just shove a Catan shard in there. Why not? Go nuts. Or just shove the Silent King in there. Just get another big lad. Can't go wrong with just having 4 big lads on the table. That never caused any problems. That variety of angles. Ta-da! We have 6 left and or right legs. What's Silent King is 400? Ah, yeah, he's too expensive. Maybe a Darn shard or something. Getting a friend to Warhammer, kid you not, the day he picks Red Corsairs, new models are shown. Now I'm left with Trey because he didn't pick Space Marines. When I visit the UK to see family, I bring just some money to buy Warhammer. That's smart. Smart. It is cheap in the UK. Same for this one, yes. 2 of each. Good. What's an idea of 3 Helldrake and a swarm of Warp Tannins? Yes, do it. Well, I say yes, do it because it sounds funny. As long as you are, you know, ready to have to build and paint 3 Helldrakes. I will be honest. Helldrakes are a nightmare. I don't have one, but I've seen one, and I can, you know, very easily deduce that they look horrific to build. Especially paint, there's so much trim on it. Ta-da! We built 12 legs. The wings do not stay up when glued, so you have to pin them. That makes it even worse. Made one made me mad. Yeah, if you want to do that 3 times, then that's on you. If they do Legends Centurions 11th, you plan on running subscribers. The problem is, as soon as they announce that they go to Legends, I'm not going to have time to run it. I'm just going to be, like, immediately just, like, gone. And that'll be it, and then I'll be just, like... I'll be there until they give them back. Now we need to do 6 bodies. Yeah. Right. I think we're probably going to start with instruction 26, so that's pretty easy. We can do that pretty quick. Let's put all the legs over there. If you want to look at some Saturnine Terminator legs, there you are. I know that's exactly what you come to the Waters Balance of stream for.
Randomly talked to employee at GW Tokyo while on vacation. Showed me around in town next day. Got invited to his wedding year, after which I attended.
Wow.
Smiley face emoji.
I mean, GW employees are usually pretty, you know, they're pretty friendly and they like to talk to you and stuff. But, damn. Sounds fun though. Yeah, 10 and 11. Just get all of the lower halves. But Paul, where are the third legs? Probably in their pants. It's probably in here somewhere. That's assuming you're talking about their penis. Rude person. And if you weren't talking about their penis, then that was just me being rude. He made so much commission invited to his wedding. That's what the stream, you know, so I get someone to do stream highlights. That'll be the thing. It'll be like boring, you know, fairly, you know, mundane chatter about stuff, and then every so often I just go penis, and then everyone goes what? And that'll be the funny bit. You have to watch the entire the highlight reel to get there. Sound like Matt Mary. Tucson, Arizona. Starting guard army for the express purposes of sentinel spam. Hell yeah. I'm all about, if you wanna play guard, fine, but do a funny guard army. That's all I ask. It's kind of what I ask for basically every army. Like, just do something. Keep people guessing. Fuck the matter. Etc. etc. You ever play Kill Team? I played a few games of Kill Team 2. I haven't played Kill Team 3. Though I do at some point want to try and get some Kill Team games in. It's just my favorite feature was growing a pair of hands. Ah, fleshy hands. Disgusting. Disgusting. Step 2, what kills them? Hell yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those ones where it's like, because I have so much other stuff, right? And then Warhammer takes a lot of the kind of mental drain. Learning a new game takes time, right? So I could play like a couple of games of like, you know, Kill Team, or I played, you know, stuff like Shatterpoint. I'm like, oh, this is a fun game, but it takes a long time to kind of learn it. Time I don't really have. Want to try boarding patrol? That'd be fun. What kind of light am I using? I'm using. So I got one for Christmas. I asked for it, and you like for Christmas. I also just whacked the microphone. I'm cool like that. I got one of these really fancy ones. R9 desk lamp for creative people. I don't know why I bought it. Haha. It's one of the ones that has like 2 bars that you can rotate independently. I moved it like that would affect what you see on screen. Very, very good. It was quite expensive to be fair. That's why I got it for Christmas. It's Santa's money, not mine. Very, very good. Very, you know, durable. It's gonna last for years and years at this point. I don't know about the Archlights. I've seen them before, and they seem pretty good, but they also seem, because they have to be quite static. I don't know. Ooh. I'm using a lamp from 1970s. There you go. And those lamps from the 1970s, they give everything that kind of weird filter you see on 70s TV shows. Very strange. I think having the two bars actually really helps, because my problem with my previous one, which was kind of like just a one long bar thing, is obviously it puts a lot of shadow. Obviously the light comes down here, so there's a lot of kind of shadow. This kind of does you can cross the light here, which really helps. When you kind of close up like this, you don't get as much shadow, which is really nice. I haven't actually used it for painting yet, to be fair, but I will do. And also, this one folds away really nicely, so I can just... My old desk is basically now just a utility desk. It has 3 or 4 things attached to it that I then lean over to my actual desk. I also have like 2 webcams up on my monitor and all sorts of nonsense around here. My microphone, I'm assuming that the quality is fine, but my microphone is kind of cutting across my lamp, which is very weird. Speaking of microphone, because this reminded me for some reason, I started playing Repo with some friends. Very fun game. I also played, I think it's probably Mimesis, but it's like Lethal Company, but the main enemies are mimics that will take the voice that you've said in the voice chat and replay it, and will start to learn how you kind of talk and how you piece together words to confuse everyone, because you can't differentiate the actual models. It's really cool. So I've been enjoying Mimesis, or Mimesis. Right, it's probably Mimesis because it's mimic rather than mime, but whatever it is, it's fun. The reason I want the arch because I can mount the webcam for the stream. Yeah, that's true. Right, that's the problem with this one. I can't really mount it on there. Although mounting... If there was an arch light with a dedicated camera mount, that'd be very good. How is tallest leggy boy? He's still there in the corner. Being tall. Paul, don't you already own the maximum amount of Centurions? I need 1 more box to own the max. I haven't built them. What would you do if someone ate your lamp? I probably would have stopped them before they ate the whole thing. If they ate the whole thing at one, I'd probably call the doctor. Was this like that word that means a simulate copy of something? I assume so, yeah. I just assumed it was just a portmanteau of mimic and nemesis, to be honest. I feel like when Paul leans forward, he's staring at me with a concerned look. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Anyway, let's glue it. Ah, nice and easy. Nice and easy piece to put together. Ever made Kit Bash Chapter Master of Ravens? Not yet. I have plans to. I finished writing the rules from just before.
Here comes trouble!
Here comes trouble. Where? Glorious Miniatures! With a party of 32. Hello, hello. Welcome in, Glorious Miniatures. How glorious are your miniatures? How was the stream? Thank you for the raid. Hope everyone's well. How was your stream? Those who have just joined, who are following, hello, hello. Pretty glorious. They are all Ultramarines. Fabulous. Hell yeah. If you don't know who I am, hello. I'm Paul. I make the Warhammer funny haha on YouTube. And every so often. I don't know why I'm doing this in the most boring voice possible. That's how we roll. Make the funny ha-has, and I build things. Sometimes. And sometimes I'll even paint them. Rarely. And I go to tournaments with far too many Centurions. Am I doing? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? concentration voice. Yeah, I just go into mod. It's my non. Like, this is what I was saying to this I talked to my family about this over Christmas. Like, I have this voice that I do when I'm streaming or when I do video. Like, my video voice is different to my streaming voice, but even my streaming voice is different to my normal voice. I've got a bit of like, whoa, but my video voice is very, very different. It's basically a different character, which is very funny. I mean, to be fair, I don't think this streamer voice is too different from my normal talking voice, but also... I also ready paint. Oh yeah. We love ready painting. All is live and why... I mean, look at my hands. My hands are basically stick figures. I mean, God, they're horrible and way too big for the rest of my body, even though I've got horribly long arms. I have 2 rings, though. Yeah, they're very... I can do this thing with my little finger for some reason. Can't do it with that one, but that one does that. Don't know why. Portrait of VA, I think amazing vocal range. My vocal range goes from like here to somewhere up here, and that's about it. Being a VA would be fun. I would like to do. Like, I like making silly voices and like D&D and stuff. I don't. Here's the thing with voice acting. I think on the surface, voice acting is acting with your you know, being able to put on voices, but also the acting part. I'm not a good actor. I'm a really bad actor. And I'm not confident either, so it'd be fun to do some small VA work every so often. You do a really good red guy from Homer said. True. That is probably my range. Oh wow! Look, because of the computer. That's his voice. VA is a really hard job, which is also really underpaid. Exactly right. It's one of those ones where I think it'd be fun to, like, it'd be a fun thing to do as a supplement to like YouTube stuff, not as a full-time thing. Because in D&D streaming for D&D, I feel like it has to be very specific. And I think unless you're, you know, already quite a high level in terms of acting, or you have very, very good chemistry and can keep things flowing like Legends of the Vantris. I feel like doing D&D streaming is actually very hard. How does an anime list of Max Castle of Robot sound? Hell yes. That's the kind of list I would play. I made one of my Saturnine standing on a corpse, and now he has a cooler pose. Yes. Yeah. If you didn't know, then how dare you not know everything about what I'm doing and watch every single one of my videos to find out. I am playing 36 Centurions at the South Coast Super Major this year, so I need to have them, which is why I'm doing this. And 6 of them are going to be Saturnine, because I had the Saturnine box, and I was like, well, might as well. Now we need some more parts, so we need uno, dos, and tres. Cuatro, cinco says. I don't know what 7, 8, and 9 are. That's as far as I could get. So we need 1, 2, and 3, 4. We might as well do 1, 2, 3, 4 altogether. Do you still do 36 to point update? Yes. The only options you have for characters are Ancient or Apothecary. It has to be 50 point. So if they are nerfed again, it's game over. Which would be so here's the problem. I will probably be in Japan when the next data set comes out, which means I would have to be very quick to work out what I need to do. Because I think if they nerf it to the point where like 33 is the number I could take, I don't think I'd want to do it. I feel like it has to be 36, right? It's just not... It's not funny if it's not maxed out. But I also don't see that they're going to nerf them again. And look, I am going to that tournament under... I'm expecting 0.5 because it's such a silly list. So even if, obviously, it's not the most... Because I can't really use characters to get any sort of extra advantage, it has to just be on the back of Centurions. So... The 2 boxes are Custodian Combat Troll, and I'm scared to sit about screwing up gluing. Don't Worry about it, to be honest. Like, the thing with it is, this is something I actually do. Like, I actually have problems with when I cook. Is I always worry that, like, as soon as something goes into the pan, like, it's going to burn instantly as soon as I turn it back. You actually do have time. You can take a bit of time to do it. Like, you can dry fit things together to really make sure you understand how it works, and then, you know, there are ways around, you know, screwing it up. And I think it's one of those ones, once you dive in, maybe you'll make a mistake, but I think if you glue it and it looks wrong, you can pull it apart. It's not going to set instantly, and yeah, it's going to have a little bit of, you know, you're probably going to get a bit of, like, fuzziness around that area, but it gets covered up with paint pretty well. Like, even on some of these bits, let's find an example, like there. I might not be able to see it on camera, but I've kind of made a bit of a mess there, but once you paint over that, it doesn't make enough of an impression that the paint is going to cover, it's going to show up in paint, right? Can you proxy these in a tournament? Yeah, probably. I mean, I think I've seen people do it. And to be honest, I've seen so many proxies. I've never had a problem with a proxy. Because people who proxy stuff do it because it's usually because they think it's cool. And so they try and make it as obvious as possible. No one does that kind of, like, modeling for advantage or kind of pissing about with that stuff. Because it's too much effort. Right? Like, it's too much effort to go through all that trouble to get an advantage when you could just get an advantage by just getting loaded dice instead. You know what I mean? For 2-hole GBP, can you try an Australian accent? I mean, I could try, but my accents are bad. Is the thing. What are you doing? I just joined. I am building some Saturnine Terminators to proxy as Centurion. What's a proxy? Basically, it's using a different model as a replacement for what the model actually is. So I am going to be running the Saturnine Terminators as Centurion. So I'm proxying. These would be proxies for the normal Centurion model. Now, obviously, with 36 Centurions, it's kind of obvious that they're Centurions, right? This is the thing, I think, with proxying and the kind of WYSIWYG stuff, is as long as it's consistent, it's fine. I have a video I'm currently working on for WYSIWYG. It might be a little while yet, because I want to do some fun stuff with it. Also, aggressors over Christmas, are they any good in the game? Aggressors are pretty good, I think. Yeah. They can do a lot of they can do a lot of damage pretty quick. Again, it's one of those ones where you can build around them. I think that's the thing you gotta kind of consider is whether something is good or bad, and people look at the meta and go, "Oh, they're not used in the meta game." Yeah, it's because they perform a role that the meta has covered elsewhere. But if you build around them, you could definitely use them. What's this? You're a great
Since
VA.
you're a great VA, try an Australian accent.
Oh, good day, mate. Why else do Australians say Sheila? That's a thing, right? That's about all you get. Not very good. Put some shrimp on the barbie. There you go. All right, Bruce. Guardian Logic. 2 months, thank you very much.
Hey Paul, just won my first 1k game with my Invasion Fleet Tyranids.
Hell
Quickly
yeah.
Building up
Congratulations.
to 2k now.
Awesome. Great stuff. Congratulations, and thank you for the subscription. Why are you putting shrimp on Barbie? I don't know. The accent's gone. Kangaroo. There you go. Sounds Irish, Australian. Look. Like I say, accents not my strong point. I don't do very good accents. I don't act very well in general. So being a VA, I think, would basically just be there as more of a novelty. Like if just someone was a fan and was like, "Hey, I'm doing this project. Do you want to be a background character?" And I'd be like, "Sure." Funny. But definitely not as like a main character. Shrimp is bugs. Delicious. They're a great voice to relax put minis together. Do you have anything that interests you in AOS? AOS, again, I have over there. I've got a Seraphon Spearhead. Spearhead's great. I love Spearhead. I've been meaning to play some Age of Sigmar 4th. I have a Gits army that needs painting and building. And yeah, Age of Sigmar is great. I think it looks really fun. The models are excellent. It's just one of those ones with time. And yeah, the problem. If I was at the point with YouTube where I could kind of guarantee I release a video and it gives me a bunch of money, and then it won't matter if I have a video that does not as well. Because I think the problem is like stuff like Age of Sigmar doesn't do as well. And at the moment, I kind of have to be very not selective, but I have to be careful that I don't. No, because a bad month could be disastrous. And fortunately, so far, I've had ups and downs. Obviously, during July and August last year, there was all that stuff that happened. Plus, I was away a lot of it because I was getting married, so I didn't release as much. So they were kind of the weakest months for me, but they were still fine. I'm not exactly making, I'm not making my YouTube millions yet, but I'm not losing, I'm not destitute. And obviously any support through streams or super chats or whatever, buying my merch, which a lot of you seem to do. A lot of you buy the objective markers. I'm probably going to do more, like, t-shirts don't seem to sell very well, which is fine, because if you want a t-shirt, you're probably going to get one from local shop. My t-shirts are weird anyway, although people buy the weird ones. So I don't want to branch out into other, obviously dice is a very common thing. Because of how well the, I think I've sold well over 100. I mean, maybe close to 100. Objective markers, which is fun. So there's a lot of people out there who are playing with my face, which is very funny. Including me. Yeah, the ad revenue, obviously the sponsorships help. Like, even if, I can guarantee at least X amount based on the sponsorships from the Magnet Wizard, which is very useful. My channel went slightly down while I was out getting married, yeah. Humble brag. Oh, damn, I was out, out marrying the love of my life. Finally getting around to putting to getting married. And I'm going to build all these Saturnine Terminators to use as Centurions because I'm going to be so busy having a 3-week holiday in Japan. God, my life is so hard. I know, right? Brawls with extra shrimp. Yeah, the shrimp thing. It's just, I don't know why that became such a, shrimp on the Barbie became such a thing. Yeah. We don't say shrimp in the UK either, we say prawns. Well, I guess shrimp is slightly different now. I wonder if it could help with the voice scenario. Probably, yeah. Yeah, I think, a voice coach from, because voice actors go to a voice coach, right? Or voice therapist, voice coach, someone who's expert on accents. Because the thing is, like, there's more to an accent than just trying the accent, because there's subtle things, like in the way people say stuff. Like, for example, an Irish accent. People go, they go, oh, put more into you. But obviously, there's more to it than just that. That's like a very specific. There's a great joke. I can't remember what comedian it was. But it's a great joke where, I think he's an Irish comedian, and they say, oh, where are you from? And they go, oh, top of the morning. And he asks the other person where they're from, they say England. He goes, why are you, man? Because obviously, like, that top of the morning, stereotypical one is a accent of Ireland, but not like a specific one. It would be the same as thinking the Geordie accent was the same for everyone. I can't remember the comedian's name. It was a while ago. But there are some things that, like, with the Irish accent, like, anything with a TH, they say with just a T, right? So those kind of small things, very easy to find from a voice coach or someone who understands accent. Or yes, for example, a voice actor. And I imagine the difference between a masculine and a feminine voice isn't just your voice but higher. There are probably ways to which you say certain things. Like when you affect your voice up and down, there's probably different things. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's also kind of two kinds of voice actors, right? Because there's the people. What's the actor's name who plays Archer? Because yours is Bob's Burgers. It's the same voice. You know what I mean? Like, there's the voices that you can very easily work out, and then there's the ones where you look up who they are and you go, wait, they're that guy? Like, what's his name? The guy who plays the Kurgan in Highlander, who's also Mr. Krabs. Fancy Brown. Like, obviously, it's one of those ones where you go, wait, Mr. Krabs was the Kurgan in Highlander? What? Remember the interview with the Irish team that went viral? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, there's also the there's one that went viral might have been years ago now. There was a very specific sentence that they got some Scottish people to say, and just the way the Scottish accent is, like, they could not say it. Just, it was basically just like a blur or just a brrr. Necro player who just won an inter-school 2000 point Warhammer tournament. I got 4-1 win to lose ratio, lost to Chaos Knight Army. Do you have any advice to go against Knights? We're on to win the losers bracket after being beat by Prime Orc meta. Knights is one of those ones where you kind of have to remember that if you take one model out, like a big model out, that's a lot of their army. So you really, like, over committing to one seems to be a better tactic than trying to get several, because the thing is, a knight on 1 health and a knight on 28 health is effectively the same. Yes, they have -1 to hit, but that's easily mitigated. So the difference between a 28 health knight and a 1 health knight is negligible. The difference between a 1 health knight and a 0 health knight is voice listen. You move your voice to the top of your head. Your voice to the top of your head. Patrick Warburton. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's all together. Purple burglar alarm, that was it. Because of the Scottish accent, the way they kind of do the R's and the L's, it very much did not work. Yeah, like there's definitely some, and again, like, Chris Pratt is another one where it's just his voice, right? But again, that's like half of it. Half of it is the voice side, and half of it is the acting side. And obviously, an actor can just kind of do a voice. It's like Gru from Impossible Me is definitely I don't remember the actor's name now. Michael Scott. What's his bloody actor's name? Steve Carell. Like, it's obviously Steve Carell. And he's putting on a funny voice. Then you have some people who are, like the cast a Critical Role, where you just go, wait, what the fuck? Or I've been watching some of the streams of the Major Digital Circus cast playing like Repo and stuff, and like the Gangle voice actress is just nothing like Gangle, but then the Zubel one is very much like Zubel. There's ranges to it, right? And I feel like, because I can't really do an interesting voice, my voice, like normal voice, is very fast and stuttery and mumbly. And then also, I'm not a good actor. It'd be fun to do like a project where I'm just a comedy part. But while we were talking about that, I did a whole lot of modeling. That's cool. I have a text. I normally get text. It's probably from GIFCAF. No, it's from HMRC. I know HMRC. If you've already filed a pay, thanks. No, thank you. Thanks for trying the microwave. Makes you more human, though. I know you just feel more relatable chat. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, these are... I'm not here to be a... Obviously, I'm not... I also don't want to, you know, stoke a parasocial relationship, because that's also its whole bag of worms. But yeah, I'm just a dude. And that's kind of my shtick. I'm just a dude who wants to do things. But I also do find... I find the weird things funny. Which is why every so often I have an absolute mental breakdown. Because I find losing my mind funny. That's actually quite a nice fit, because I think that kind of fits in there even without glue, but... I will glue! Oh, I picked the wrong one. I have the right one. Did I do that wrong? I had that and then I lost it. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I was wrong. Oops. Picked up the wrong piece, then the right piece, but the wrong way around, then yeah. We got there in the end. Big bit go on bottom. Also that way around. Ta-da! We have a piece. Can dogs eat apples? I mean, yeah, they can. Whether they should, I don't know. I'd Google it. Be my first dreadnought. Goddamn, that was a bastard build. Oh, is it a the Redemptor style? Because yeah, they are a bit of a nightmare. The legs, like the top half's not too bad. The legs are an absolute nightmare. Hate doing Redemptor. I wish you could just get ballista style push fit versions, then just buy the arms. Because god, they're a nightmare. Shit, fuck. We have. Yes. My head gets out of the way. Then we need to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plenty of time. Yeah, Redemptors are a nightmare. It's the legs. It sucks when streamers get so big they can't communicate with them anymore. It just gets weirdly lonely for them. Yeah, I think that's one of the things. Like, the chat moves at a pace that I can... Like, it still moves at a pace where I miss a lot of messages, but it moves at a pace that I can actually still chat with it. And obviously when I look down and stuff, I'm not looking at chat. But when it's just blitzing by, it kind of becomes more of a you're playing to a crowd rather than playing to... I mean, I'm still playing to a crowd, right? But I can just kind of answer people's individual questions. I don't know. I mean, not like, you know, if I've suddenly had like thousands of viewers, you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I can't, you know, I don't want all of this attention and money. Oh no. But I think what some streamers will do is, like, the people that they do want to chat to, they'll have a way to separate them out. Or you just don't, or you just go like subscriber only, or you have a way to highlight subscribers. A way to basically go, if you want me to pay attention, you give me even more money, which is also a little bit naff. But again, I wouldn't say no. At the end of the day, I'm only human. Having an apple and thought I'd give appealing to my dog. Had poor shit. The thing is, the tab that I had open was your stream. I figured I'd ask. I mean, it's worth, you know, you never know. That might have been one of those ones where I'm like, oh, finally! I've been waiting for someone to ask me about dogs and apples. It's like my specialist subject. You know, it's worth a punt. Worth a punt. That's one for the... Oh man, it would be funny to highlight. Yeah, maybe I'll look into it. If anyone is a video editor out there who does want to try it, like, as a trial. Stream highlights, but it's only the weird shit. Like, yeah, none of the interesting parts. Just the, you know, can a dog eat an apple? Just all the weird shit. What is human? I've been lied to. Is not stick figure. Again, I'm pretty like, I am very thin. Oh, You heard that? Up there, am I? How's my wrist? All is freaky with stuff. Have you ever considered playing with the play on Tabletop Crew? I'd love to, but I think I said this earlier. Maybe this will be the other part. It's the same questions over and over again, for like separated by 2 hours. The issue is a location. They are in Vancouver. I am not. So it's a little. Remember we were sub 100? Yeah. Now we normally hover around 200, which is crazy. It depends what the stream is, right? Like if I do gaming streams, none of y'all turn up because that's not what you're interested in. I'll probably do more frequent gaming streams, because I do like video games. But I'll probably just have them on Twitch. I know that I might do them on YouTube again, just then put them on the VOD channel. But yeah, I know they aren't as popular. I also don't think they go to the algorithm as much. I'm also not as good at playing games whilst talking. They're also probably more boring streams anyway. But people turn up for these kind of streams. They turn up for hot take courts and room reviews. What else would you like to see on stream? That's the other question, I guess. All answers chat's unhinged question. When's the next cold take vid? I recently discovered you. Would love to see them happening. I need to do another hot take court stream. I don't have any more in the bank. Well, you're so funny. Please don't go bald. I'm so sorry to tell you this. I'm so sorry. I am bald. I shaved my head yesterday. Gotta go see new cars. Oh, nice. Have a good rest of your day, Ivy. First time watching a stream, not just popped up because I was scrolling through videos to watch while studying. Hell yeah. I feel like this time slot is going to be very different to my normal time slot. Like, the people that come to the afternoon ones, people come to the evening ones, UK time, are very different, obviously, because, like, America being awake or not. So there's people who be like, oh, you know, I haven't really seen your stream. Does a theory count as a hot take? It depends how weird the theory, I guess. Are you going to do the conversion? I've seen you cutting from the elbow Centurion forums, so it look like the elbows. I'm going to just do them as Devastators, and I think just with 2 of these guns, it just looks like a Centurion. But I'm not. The difference is I'm not putting these shoulders on, and that should be a very similar profile. Tuck your beard in and push it to your head. True. The problem is it went the other way, as I couldn't grow a beard until I went bald. Which Eldar box should I get first? How much is this starting an army? If it's starting an army, probably the combat patrol. Or like some basic infantry. It depends what you want to go for. Is the only way to get a Lieutenant in Phobos via the task force? Maybe. I mean, Lieutenant in Phobos army, you can just make any Phobos character and just put them on a 40mm base and just say that's it. I think my Phobos Lieutenant isn't actually a Phobos Lieutenant. Both dev and assets with them, which I thought for cutting the elbow. I mean, I think the elbow is already a place where... Yeah, actually, if you look at it here, you could probably not even have to worry about cutting at the elbow. Because of the way the guns are, you could probably just magnetize this area and replace it with the different arms. So I don't think you even need to cut here. I think that's just kind of how it is. Yeah, because it looks like, yeah, this goes straight into that gap there, you see? So you could just make that magnetized, probably. Converting Centurions to be Greek army ogres, Bulgarians. That's fun. I like that. At least it's using Centurions. I'll take it. I'll take court when. Don't know. Probably at some point. They're fun. They're a fun stream to do, to be fair. The men that I keep seeing references to you on channel. In other channels? Or I see it on Reddit a lot. Whenever anyone makes a post like, "Oh, I think Centurions are cool," everyone's like, "Yes, Paul, we know." It's not me saying it. You know, other people enjoy Centurions. They're allowed to be right as well. Other people can have correct opinions. Come on. Again, my favorite comments are all... Although I saw this one... It is now kind of wrapped around again. Because I always say my... Oh. Thank you for the $5.
Before Centurion nerf was playing Wolves list W/6+ as fire supporters Logan, Arjack, and 20 Wolf term down their gullet on point in Great Wolf Detachment.
Thank you for the super chat. I mean, even with the nerf, I honestly think that Centurions are still insane. Like, Devastating Centurions especially are still insanely strong. Even with the nerf. I actually think, because they aren't even as expensive as they used to be, I actually do think they were undercosted for how much damage they do. That's not a joke. I never joke. Not a funny person. Someone on that thread I saw said, in quotes, "Who the fuck is Paul?" So that my favorite comments to see are when people ask who Paul is, based on all the comments saying Paul, and now people are making that as a joke.
You missed a nub mark there.
Oh shit. Can you point to your screen which one it is, and I'll fix it. Thank you. What should I do with my massive collection of heads? I'd probably turn yourself into the police, because you shouldn't go going around collecting people's heads. That's what we call illegal. Shouldn't be taking people's body parts, you know. What if I don't own any Centurions? Am I being sent to hell? Unfortunately, yes. Straight to hell. No passing go. No collecting 200 quid. What was Black Star? Hell yeah. Let's return to 66. May your rolls be better than you are at playing the game. Thank you. I mean, that's what we always gotta hope. That's the kind of the thing for everyone, right? If your dice are better than your ability, then it helps a lot. Because it means even if you make terrible decisions and stupid plays and have a bad list, it hides the fact. It's way worse the other way around, where if you have if you're really good with bad dice, it means you just fail all the good plans. I saw one where they were sponsored by Magnets thing, and they said, "I've seen a lot of people say I should have used this echo effect because of some poor guy, but I won't." Nice. I know other people who use the same magnets. I mean, I don't exactly own the copyright on magnets with reverb. Although maybe I should. Maybe that'll be the next All Is Bad adventure. You have to pay me a licensing fee to use magnets with reverb. I'll look into it. That'll be a part of the editor, which I don't have, that doesn't exist. Clip that. I do find it funny though whenever I do like a "Hey editor, do this," and it's me as the editor. That's also a very funny joke I like. How much damage will they do to my 3x5 Deathwing Knights, Lion, and some Blade Guard in the Circle Pants with Azrael? It depends really on how good you are at rolling 3-up and 4-up in run saves. It'll either do nothing or everything. And that's one of the problems I have with with playing Kit's Dark Angels. Before I got back into the game years ago, after 20 years, I loved how Centurions look. Yeah, Centurions are fantastic. What if my army of choice doesn't have Centurions because they aren't Space Marines? Am I going to hell? Yeah, unfortunately. If you can't find a way to somehow proxy in Centurions into your army, then unfortunately it's straight to the Nether Realm. Straight to the Shadow Realm. Sorry to tell you. I'm pretty sure that every army you could probably proxy Centurions, get bash Centurions as something. I mean, yeah, Sisters, you just put you build a Centurion and then you have him walking on stilts, and you have Nundums. That's easy. So basically, look at the dice if I survive or not. Yeah, pretty much. It was perfectly encapsulated in one of my tournaments where one of the one of my games against Dark Angels, I did nothing to the line. The next game, I killed it into one. Tyranids might struggle. Nah, you could do Hive Guard if you just like build your Centurion and just put some of the chitinous plate on him. Hive Guard. I'm an editor, reach out to me. I confirm what you edit. If you actually do wanna, if there's something you are interested in, and something that it would probably just be like a one-time experiment, like take this stream and see if you can make something funny out of it. My email, reach out to my email, because that's where I do kind of the business side stuff. paulisballetstuff@gmail.com. So it might be one of those ones where it would be nice to be able to have this kind of content that kind of helps me stream a bit more and also means I can take time over my normal videos. I had people reach out for editing, and someone actually reached out to help me animate. Like, might have been nearly a year ago now. But at the time, I definitely didn't need that help. Okay, saving the stream as VOD. So I will have this. So I'll put this on the VOD channel. I also local record the streams as well. Hopefully, because I haven't tested it in a while. Because obviously I haven't streamed in a while. I'm hoping that I haven't suddenly lost all of the sound or something. It should still work. I'll double check. I can send you like the raw file, so it's not the stream quality, it's the recorded quality. Was it? Yeah. Let me. Yeah. Just obviously, yeah. An email. Let me know like that your what you've done before and stuff. So I can put that out. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it's kind of things that people resonate with, rather than being like a fully edited thing that I can do it more often. But it might be one of those ones where it's more appropriate for a different channel. Maybe, I don't know. Weird one, right? How do you do Necrons? You could do Canoptic Wraiths if you just have them standing on like you basically just have them standing on like a platform, so they're like floating around. If you email me, I can then I'll have your email. So. And I'll check it after the stream. I was promoted the Centurions to my minus army too. Yeah, hell yeah. I see Raven. It makes sense, Raven Guard, because you wouldn't expect it. The whole point of it being like, oh, it doesn't feel appropriate for Raven Guard, means it's appropriate for Raven Guard because you don't expect it. You see, all about the unexpected. Or you do what I do and make a custom a successor chapter, and then you can do whatever the fuck. 5. I need all the 5s and all the 6. Not sniff the glue. Not good for you. How do you do Eldari Centurions? Well, obviously it'd be a Wraith Knight. Again, kind of on stilts. Centurion on stilts. Or you put a bunch together as some sort of Voltron Wraith Knight. The other way to do it. Is it your first game with your Death Guard? Good luck. Hope it goes well. What are you playing against? Or do you not? Or is it going to be a surprise? Melee-based Centurion went. That is the one that's missed. But I mean, to be fair, the Assault Centurions are melee-based, but they're anti-vehicle. I would love like a. I don't know how you do it. Anti-infantry melee? I don't know how you do it though. Unknown. Well, good luck. I hope it goes well. RCR streams. Thank you for becoming a member. What's the sound effect you use in videos? It's like a game menu select sound. I either use there's 2. There's the Final Fantasy VII cursor switch sound. There's also one which is just an Epidemic Sounds like royalty-free sound effect. It's called like UI 1 or something. Have I ever considered starting Horus Heresy? Not particularly. Although to be honest, I've got so many models that at some point I could probably play a game just with bits of proxies here and there and whatever, but it does look like an interesting game. But like with Age of Sigmar or Kill Team, it's just finding the time and kind of getting into a groove with it. These are very difficult games to play one-off. I played like 2 games of Middle-earth that were separated by months. It's kind of difficult to really get a grasp of how the game flows with that. Especially because both games I've played have been kind of like team games where we played like 2v2 or 2v3. In terms of like number of people, not amount of army. So I've never been able to kind of grasp a whole board, if that makes sense. And it's a good way to learn, of course. Like, it's good to learn with someone alongside you, but it's hard to grasp a game fully unless I spent a lot more time. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I could very easily, you know, with all the stuff I've got in the Saturnine box, very easily make a list, right? Plus, I've got a Lancer, which is technically a Horus Heresy model. Like, very easy to make a list. Again, it's just finding someone else to play with, because it's just so much easier to find 40k. That is kind of the reality of it. It's also a case of just, yeah, a lot to invest. I'm split between painting, minis, writing, and content creation. That is one of the things as well, right? Where I don't really bring it up much in the video I'm making about it, but yeah, content creation. Counterintuitively, being a content creator about Warhammer makes it harder to do Warhammer, because turns out content creation takes a long time, especially you know, videos like mine. Average, it's about 1 hour per minute of video to make a video, but that obviously fluctuates massively. Like this morning, I think I spent 3 hours on 30 seconds of... But then there's some parts where it's like it takes 5 minutes to do 2 minutes worth of video, right? It's very... So on average, it's about a minute per thing. So excuse to create part. Exactly. Again, that's kind of the thesis of the video. Is basically like, oh, here's all my excuses, but it doesn't really matter. Like, excuses are excuses. I've made a video going into the Horns Herbie rules. I did a stream about it. I've done it with Horus Heresy. I've done it with Trench Crusade. Where I've got, although the Trench Crusade one annoys me, because I did it and then literally like 2 weeks later they did the 1.0 release. So I was like, oh fuck's sake, I should have just waited. I didn't realize it was so soon. I've done streams where I've gone through the rules and gone, oh okay, this is interesting. There were a few bits I liked about Horus Heresy rules. There were a few bits I didn't like about Horus Heresy rules. I can't remember the specifics. I liked the keyword stuff with Horus Heresy. I don't particularly like templates. They're just a bit finicky for me. I like the idea of scatter dice, but also I know it'd be really annoying to suddenly have your, you know, it's another level of RNG, right? But I like the concept of scatter dice, and I think scatter dice would be really useful for mission-based stuff. I would love to use scatter dice for, like, you know, every round an ordnance drops on one of the objective markers and then scatters slightly. So there's like an area around a objective you have to be careful about. I like Horns Herbie as a way of saying Horus Heresy though. Horns Herbie. We do love to be gambling. We'll come back to this stream every 30 minutes, doing stuff around the house, seeing Saturnine Centurions. Centurnine? Either way around. Come together, yeah. We're getting there. We need to put these parts together, they go there. Then we need to do the back bit. Put it all together. Feet. And then we basically got them standing up. Right? And then arms, which... that might be a tomorrow job. Ever heard of that as abbreviated as Horse Heresy? Well, Horse Heresy is that Uma Musmo Mimimumo game everyone raved about, right? That's what Horse Heresy is. I realised that I've somehow just a chunk of mold line. I'm not sure it's going to take less time than 4 videos, also do RL content. So you have the amount of time doing 2.5 minute shorts, takes 12 hours. Yeah, shorts was never something I really got into. I don't really have the kind of one of those content styles. I don't really have the patience for those. I don't know. It's a very, very different audience as well. And that's the other thing, like, because I'm not doing... I have to kind of quote-unquote animate. It's not really anime. But that does add a lot of time. Something that would be rather simple, normally. I make life more difficult for myself by doing animation when I'm not an animator or actually good at drawing. But going back to the topic earlier, at least you know it's not going to be AI art, because, God, if I had to use AI to draw even basic stick figures, then I am in trouble. Well in trouble. It's also fun to do the art myself and kind of learn. The art is improving slightly. It's definitely reached kind of a plateau where it's kind of... To improve the art would kind of have to change the style a bit. And also then it would take a lot longer. Like, it would be more... There'd be more gain if I learned to animate better, but that's also going to take a lot of time. I also think, because of the way I animate, it's basically frame by frame, I'm sure there's probably an animation program that will help me a lot. In terms of just, like, being able to move my arms and mouth more, rather than having to, like, redraw it every time. But... So blast templates, flavor templates, both hit for any units and not careful. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Horus Heresy has both of those, right? Or all of those, in fact. Horse Heresy. It's got all the templates. It's got scatter dice. It's got everything. I'd hop onto Blender and make a poor about stuff. Uma Sume Horse Girl. Yes. How are the Chunky Boys put together? So far, not too bad, actually. Like, there's a lot of kind of filly bits up here, where you're kind of putting the legs together in lots of different parts, but once you get it together, it's not too bad. Like, these are basically done. They need to go onto there. It's just the back, and then we can construct it. Feet look like they're not too bad either. Yeah, there you go. Wait, what? 24 feet. And. Okay. I found a mistake. Can't see it because of the light. I apologize. But that says 24C, 24C. Nope. I'm the one who made a mistake. 24C, 24E. Ah, see, here's the problem is I can't read. Ah, you see? If you can't read, you have problems. So we can play together. The hobby side of it is just his thing, but he likes Warhammer and loves the hobby side. Valid. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, charge him an arm and a leg for it. I'll break out the rotoscope in one video. It might be Eldritch. I do want to do a rotoscope at some point. I legitimately have been looking into it because I love the idea of just having a random rotoscope part. It'd be really funny. Again, it's one of those things where I will spend a lot of time for a very small bit. You know, it's one of my toxic traits. If centurions are so perfect, why are you proxying? Necessity. Because, yeah, you know. Then it means I only have to buy one more box. All please need to sleep at night. No. when I did the ad for the Halloween merch, and I made the mask for that. I specifically bought a morph suit to do that ad. You're building a Beanstealer Patriarch at school while watching full modeling stream. Shouldn't you be, learning? Being in class? Unless it's like lunchtime, I guess, or... Yeah, stay in school, kids. You might become a YouTuber. Ugh. Horrifying thought. We spawned on first while I was going through God. It was a very hard time that helped me through it. Well, are you sorry to hear about your cancer. I'm assuming that means that you are have you defeated cancer, or are you still battling? Well, I'm glad I could help. That's the one thing with that is always the kind of thing where I'm like, just knowing that someone was like, I'll go through a tough time, and me being a goofy moron helped you in some way is like that. I think that's probably the thing that I would say 90% of YouTubers or content creators do it for. It's that kind of comment. Just bought 3 boxes of Centurions for your Black Temple army? Hell yes. Oh, it's art class. Oh, art class. Yeah, carry on then. As long as you're drawing something at the same time, I guess. Or I guess if you're building the model. You're building a model? I can't remember what you said anymore. Go back up. Oh yeah, building a patriarch at school. Yeah, so that's art. That counts as art. 100% counts free. Congratulations. That is fucking awesome. Great job. That's yeah. Absolutely incredible. I sounded really insincere about that. I apologize. I was focusing on finding the next part. No, that's awesome. They might be functionally identical. May have to do these one at a time. Just double check. These identical. They look identical, so I don't know why they're 8 and 9 separated. Also, they have a horrific mold line on them, and they're a tiny piece. Ah! The worst! The only thing I can remember about that ad is all the comments calling you bold. Yeah, that is true. A lot of people were surprised that I was bold. That would probably be, out of everything that that I could do that would be, controversial, not being bold would probably be up there as like, oh my god, this guy's he's fabricated his lack of hair. His male pattern boldness is an over-exaggeration. I can't trust a thing this guy says anymore. Like, pretty sure my first full video were "Are Titans bad?" when I was working last year. That one was a. I think a lot of people got into that one. Be unforgivable. Exactly right. Like the other one would be me going, oh, I actually don't like Centurions. I only do it for content. I actually think they're shit. I'm only doing this because, you know, it works. You know, I did the calculation. You know, I did my research, and it seems like Centurions were a, you know, they were marketable in a way that other units weren't. They hit a, you know, they were part of the Warhammer Zeitgeist that hadn't been explored yet. And so I took my opportunity to very cynically tell everyone that I loved this model, when actually I don't care about Warhammer or anything. I'm only doing this for the money. Editor. Clip that and only that. That is the only thing that's in this video. It's just me saying that dogs could or couldn't eat apples, and then I hate Centurion. Actually, my favorite, you know, honestly, the only thing I like about Warhammer is I can't even say that as a joke. Oh, I almost threw up in my mouth. I can't even do it. That's why I'm not a good actor. Going back to the conversation from an hour ago about voice acting. Paul is just a mask of real Paul is a middle-aged man named Craig. With luscious locks, no beard, and a beautiful, fully rendered non-stick vigor model. It's true. Hot Warhammer drama. Get Valrak on the line. New drama just dropped. Paul is bad at stuff. Hates Centurions. They ruined his life and his marriage. Any opinion on Steeljack's heavy infantry Votank currently have? I really like Steeljack. I think they look cool. And they have really cool rules as well. The Volkai one seemed really strong. I dropped off for a while to mark essays. What did I miss? Came back to full sake. I hate Century. Oh, you missed all the drama, unfortunately. You're gonna have to wait for the you're gonna have to wait for the drama videos to come out exposing Paul is bad at stuff. He's actually really good at everything. Paul is bad at stuff is actually a top level golden demon painter, and he's won every tournament under different aliases that you'd never know. He's not even a real VTuber. I don't like my coffee. I do not like coffee. I hate coffee. I've never liked coffee. Don't like the taste. Don't like the smell. And I can't drink it anyway because decaf exists, but I don't have caffeine anymore. Ooh, Paul is bad at stuff, and accidentally stabbed himself with a thumb. Big cut? Nah. Wire a plaster? Blood on a knife? Wanna go watch it though. Paul is bad at stuff, so bad he hurt himself. Where's a bit of tech? Oh. That's the... Oh, that's a... Oops, undo that. Why is that? There it is. Where's the... You're back. Oh god, I've run over the instructions. Oh my god, it's all going wrong. Ah fuck, ah shit, ah fuck. Hope everyone didn't leave. I can check the stats. If you've all left, because I hurt myself, I'll be very upset. I actually need more money to pay for my medical. Oh, anyways, back on. Hello. Cool. Yeah. I put a plaster on just in case. It was literally like just the very tip of the knife. I just went into my thumb very slightly. It was barely bleeding, but you know, always, you know, however big that cut is, just make sure to clean it just in case. You don't want to get an infection and die. That'd be worse than being a Gar player. I'll put a plaster on just so it doesn't get blood everywhere. Once I stabbed one of my fingers, went to clean it, came back, and immediately stabbed the same. I did that with Oh, maybe it was when I was doing a Gunpla. I think I did that. Something similar. You should not do other models of Centurions, true. But I mean, look at this thing, right? This is what I'm trying to do. Better way to seek is the balance. But these tiny pieces here have a massive mold line on them. The text is also in the way. I should move the text up. So you see the mold line on that. It's such a tiny bit mold line. I might have to use a different tool for it. Get that off. Super glue it. The glue kills any germs or stops bleeding. There you go. What British person worries about medical bills? Shh, don't tell them that. I was trying to get money off people who didn't realise. Would you be upset I've used Centurions as basing for my Primarch? I mean, if you're using Centurions, that's fine. I'm happy with that. Would it have been easy to remove the model when it's on the sprue? Maybe. It depends on how it was on the sprue. I think because it's kind of all around, there would always be a side where you couldn't reach it. Yeah, so I think what I was doing that to kind of scrape it off, and I basically just went there. Actually, now very difficult to hold on to this. I have to go carefully, I think. It was very, very minor. Like, not a... I haven't properly hurt it. To be honest, I'll probably take the plaster off after the stream. Cause it was literally, like, barely bleeding. You know what YouTube's like. More drama from Paul is bad at stuff. His YouTube channel has been banned for showing gore. Unbelievable. He butchered his thumb like he butchered the Australian accent earlier. Doctors hate him. For some reason. Just in general. Not for anything he did. Doctors just don't seem to like this guy. If you have a PhD, you shouldn't like Paul. For some reason. It's something to do with being smart. Probably. I don't know. New drama. Paul won't shut the fuck up and is making a weird joke and is just rambling about bullshit again. Editors hate him because it means they have to watch this far into the fucking VOD to find the funny bit, even though it's not very funny. But it relates to the rest of the something something. Go back to Citadel mold line remover. I've never used a Citadel mold line remover. Like, they seem... I'm sure they're probably a easier way to get rid of mold lines compared to the hobby knife. As it is a tool designed to do it. But also I have a hobby knife in my hand. So why would I not use it? Advice for life, really. You have a knife in your hand, why would you not use it? What is better stuff? More drama. Paul thinks stabbing people is okay. It's not okay. That is a joke. Oh, Paul, more stupid Paul dropped his knife, almost hurt his other hand. I just bet $100 that Paul would be annoyed about the Centurion thing, but now I'm just down $100 and still trying to make score last match. Why did you bet $100 on that? You fool. Whoever you bet $100 to, they should give me half of it for getting them $100. I mean, that makes sense. All this bad stuff scams his viewers for 500. Give me $500. Why not? Everyone give me $500 right now. Do it. I didn't think so, Count. All this banner stuff doesn't respect his viewers because they don't give him money. That's not true. I respect all of you. Apart from you. Yeah, you know who you are. And no, I will not specify. You have to argue amongst yourself which one person in chat I don't respect. All this banner stuff supporting letting knives drop on hands. You know. My god. He can't keep getting away with it. Here's Cassie. How will you pay money to ban? All from his own Discord. I mean... Oh no, I can't look in my own Discord. The mods would have to do even more work, even though I don't bloody do anything. What is better stuff? What's the word they always use for like the drama? Not rips apart. It's like Paula's bad at stuff. Oh, what's the word? It's like rips into something. It's not rips into something. There's a word that's like that. Like it's always the kind of like clickbaity drama ones. It's always the same. Like it's not destroyed. It's like this streamer tears into. Thank you, Full Metal Up. Paula's bad at stuff tears into his mods. Falls into something. Falls into his wife. Why did I say that? That was a weird thing to say. I mean, it's true, but still. Why Saturnine Terminators not just more Centurions? Because I had them. And I'm too lazy to buy even more boxes. Paula's banister tears into car players' home and brutally murders them in their sleep. I added that bit because I thought it'd be funny. Okay, over work I need to do my own small kit bash. I need to merge the normal Chaos Terminator lore with extra bits from Scarab Occulta. My chat is Paul just yelling at us help. I mean, if you just did your fucking job, I wouldn't have to yell at you so much. All I do in Discord now is like, I'm not talking to my friends, I'm not talking to the community, I'm just yelling at my mods. Like, where's the fucking lamb sauce? This meat is fucking raw. And Cassie, I noticed you haven't paid your tithe. Also, this is going to be a nightmare stream to edit, I've just realized, because my model keeps like doing this weird like zoom in thing and just being paused. So it's going to be a lot of me just being like static. So yeah, whoever reached out to try and edit a stream, good fucking luck. Did I get some right and see you later? Alright, have fun. We say these jokes are appalling. Paul is bad at stuff. Reads a bad joke on Twitch chat. To be fair, I've used that joke many times. Doesn't make it a good joke, it's just I just have the same level of humor as you. What is better stuff tears into fellow streamer? Streamer drama alert. You'll make it work. You know what? I like your confidence. If this becomes a thing and we start doing these stream highlights, right? I want you to know before you get into before you do decide that you want to be a part of this. I will dedicate my streams to making your life a living hell. I will just try and make the streams infinitely worse just to give you a chance. You just have to understand that that is my level of humor. My level of humor is, oh, someone's helping me edit and, you know, release content to help, you know, put some more stuff out there so I can, you know, dedicate more time to streams or my, you know, my more edited and animated videos. I'm going to make that person's life hell. Fuck that guy. Oh yeah, you know, it's sometimes it's quite difficult to sometimes get the right. You know, sometimes your VTuber model doesn't quite work. All right, then I'm gonna make sure that it's completely glitching out all the fucking time. I'm just gonna have, you know, I'll do that thing that other, you know, editor, put a DVD logo bouncing around the screen. Editor, give me all your money. Editor, rob a bank. Bop it. Pull the trigger. Editor, invest in a really bad stock. Be a dedicated Paul clip farmer account. Have a clip up. Someone make a clip farming, but all the clips, they're not even out. They're out of context, but also they start and end in a completely like halfway through sentences, or it's just me silent, like doing something, like building something, or it's literally just like, you know, that time I was gone when I was sorting my thumb out. That's just the clip. It's just the part where I'm gone, where nothing is happening. This is the level of humor that I enjoy. It's just the absolute it's the stupidest shit that somewhat, like, it doesn't attract new people to watch the videos, right? Because it's just a bunch of people who are going to be like, the fuck is this? But everyone who was on the stream, or everyone who likes my humor already, will be like, that's very Paul. Like the body pillow, right? The body pillow, when Orchid 8, Jay Wildin, thank you for subscribing with Prime. See, you clearly like the humor that I'm putting down. When Orchid 8 reached out to me for the merch stuff, my top request was, can I have a body pillow? Because I just think it would be funny. That was the, like, that was the thing that I wanted more than anything. It's like, I don't want to do merch and make money unless I can do this really specifically stupid thing. Oh dear. My own personal use in editing to my own humor. Do you have a way of downloading such stream? I don't know, actually. I mean, there are websites where you can download YouTube videos, right? Not that I would know anything about that. Totally haven't got memes by doing that, using videos. Yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine. But if you do it, and then because like there's a page on the YouTube Studio app which shows you where people have like used your stuff. All it does for me is just go, oh hey, there's this channel that uploaded 100% of your of a recent stream you did, and I go, yes, that was me. It's my VOD channel that uses the same email as this one, that's part of the same group of channels. I know it's very similar. It's 100% similar to my content. It's my content on a different channel. But if I see it come up there, it's like, oh, you know, this person's made a clip of your stream, and it's, you know, this much similar. I'll be like, all right, that's it. I'm taking all your money. Say that with this type of humor is why I watch you. There you go. You see. Does your wife have your body pillow? Well, we have my body pillow. When I go away, it's a much better husband than I will ever be, unfortunately. So he goes into a game of Billigen. I've not had that, but that's a very funny one. Yeah, I guess if you upload Let's Plays, because I get that sometimes with music. Like, I will get copyright claims on music, not like proper copyright strikes, but basically just like, oh, you can't monetize this anymore. But video game songs, not from the video game it's from, but from someone who made a cover of that video game. And then you Google it, and the person who made the cover goes, yeah, for some reason, like, whatever, you know, I'm in a network to help or something. And that network put it into the copyright algorithm, so get rid of it. What was the link for the merch? It's stuff.shop. There you go. Buy things. But capitalism. We're gonna go to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Base. Oh wait, are they? Oh no. Actually might be... Actually South Pacific. No way. Good lord, why would you do this? Why would you do this? So I think... Give me a moment. I think not only are these tiny pieces side specific, they're rotation specific. Because if you put them in the wrong rotation, they don't go in the hole. But if they're the wrong way and do go in the hole, I think there's a gap somewhere. Now I can't do it. Yeah, look, if you put it in there, it's in the hole. Light is horrible. There's a gap there. Sorry for blinding you. Pretty close to 100k. Yeah, I know, right? Hopefully we'll get that soon. Thank you for all the support. I was thinking a number of years ago, one network flagged every video of a tiny YouTuber made as being the sole owner of said footage. The network said it was an accident. Who knows? That's huge swathes of videos being content claimed by it, and a huge mess for a good week or so. Damn. Managed to snag a Blood Angel comic shop for 30 quid. Good God. Good deal. Saying the name there is no wrong. I need the instructions. I'll tell you what, we need the instructions to help balance the get white balance back in. Right. Have a look. It just says this. I think it has to be that way. Yes. Ooh. Yeah, the problem is I haven't really got much of the mold line because they're so fucking small. It's actually easy to get the mold line like this. I think it looks like the mold line is still there, but I think I've flattened it enough that paint will cover it. So let's go with that, and it's such a small part of the model anyway that I'm not too concerned. Fortunately, the glue has now dried up. Fortunately, that is an easy fix. Unfortunately, I think the bit of dried glue has gone into my plaster. So. Beautiful thing. Bastard. Who was it earlier that was saying, like, oh, you know, my hands are made for destruction, it's very finicky? Yeah, I know what you mean. It's these kind of bits that do annoy me when building. Like, why are you like this? Why does that need to be a separate part? I just know all the mold lines about hobby. I mean, to be fair, most of the time, most mold lines are fairly hidden anyway. It's only ones where it's like really obvious, like especially when you have bits like this, where the mold line goes right across the front. They're the worst ones. But like these tiny ones here, you can barely see. Like they're on there, but like compared to the rest of the model, that's so tiny. I'm gonna end my wisdom as well. Enough for glowing it, so starts in any direction. New channel, Paul is good at stuff. Only dawns. When is the Screaming Raven Saturnine Dread coming? At some point in the future, to be fair. I do have the I need to. It's one of the ones I want to invest some time into because I'm going to make a custom Dreadnought character. And it's going to be like a 4-legged. I made the rules for my Captain Master. There'll be a video about at some point. Because it seems like it might be quite a fun unit, kind of very weird. I need to obviously. Here's going to be the thing, actually. So this is actually something I found with doing the Pile of Shame, the first Pile of Shame stream video, where that was like one of the videos that did ridiculous. It's like I think it's my 3rd or 4th best video. I think 4th now because gaming. That's the other one, actually. Yeah, both that and a gaming video did way better than all my other videos. I'm like, why am I trying? So if this stream gets edited and it does like ridiculously well and was like, oh, you know, this is your best content, I'm like, well, what's the fucking point? Why have I been doing this editing bullshit? Why don't I just do this? Also, it might do terribly and then cause untold horrendous things to the algorithm. Doing something decent. I do not know how. I do not control the speed at which the algorithm decides my fate. Are you print out some Saturnine Centurion weapons that people have made? No. If I had more time, maybe. But this is very much I kind of have to get this done. Can't really spend too much time being fancy. That's why I'm making these Devastator sense. Because the weapons are basically really kind of fun for me. Right way, and then I fire. Come on. Hey, there we go. That wasn't too bad in the end, I suppose. Have you ever used my pet shop with sleeping dragon music and ambience for D&D? I expect royalties. Understood. I'll make sure to... If that ever comes up, which it might do, because the DM does put, you know, YouTube, random YouTube ambience on. You never know. You never know. Where's my viewer? Nick Fury with 4 months. Oh, no, thank you very much.
Are your hands so white because you're albino or ginger?
Neither. I'm just extremely pale. Well, my beard's a bit ginger. Got a bit ginger in there, although it's going a bit grey now. No, I'm just a very pale man. I don't go out in the sun. Scary out there. That burns you. Which is why Britain's great, because there's barely any sun any time, apart from when it's way too fucking hot. One body. Two. That's that it. Then go back and check this one actually went in. Yes. So I pushed this one in. It was like, oh, there's a bit of resistance there. Uh oh. Make a 3D print disc. You should make a 3D print disc and freehand your avatar's face on it. Oh, it's the head of one of my Centurions. 2D Centurion. Extremely wide, but no depth. Kind of like my knowledge, or at least my knowledge when I had a real job. Extremely wide, but absolutely no depth whatsoever. I had surface level knowledge of many things. Kind of my job. Surface level knowledge to understand kind of what it is, and then be like, I don't really get it, so I'm just gonna break it. Or I'm gonna work out how to break it, and then. Oh. I say this tissue. It's old painting tissue, so I can have a little paint on it, but there was a I blame. Oh, I accidentally pulled my plaster off. Anyway, whoops. It's all bad. No, yeah. So you kind of maybe you can see that tiny red dot there where I hurt myself. What is Bad Stuff shows body horror on stream. My God. And you lucky I applied for law business undergrad 2 months ago. May give me luck for when I get back. When I get them back. Good luck. I don't have much else to say. Good luck. Hope that goes well. Good luck to anyone else who's doing things. That, what time are we on? Can we get the rest of these put together? So, body go on torso. That makes sense. That way around? Not that way around. That is wrong. That is correct. Where that might be? Plates forward. The plate forward society. How much of it? Well. Ow. Makes more sense. I remember this part being a bit of a nightmare with the crater. Kind of a weird angle. I think it's like that. Makes sense. Look at the bones. You can see his bones. Fair, part of that is the lighting. Yes, I am. Cannot go out into the sun without some cream. He's streaming not at night. My God, he's doing it. He's streaming not at night. It happens every so often. You'd be surprised. I wish there was a rotated view of this so I could see what was meant to happen on the other side. I think this seems to be right. What a vampire. I don't think so. I like garlic too much. Trade offer, you receive immortality, but you cannot have garlic anymore. No deal. What I say. Why garlic? Because aren't vampires meant to be repulsed by any food that isn't blood? Fine, well, I have legitimate allergic hives reaction to sun burns. Wow. And that is unfortunate. Again, at least UK is the place to be, because it barely ever bloody gets sunny here. Often when it does. Too hot. Don't always be complaining about the weather. That's the way. God, it's always cloudy, it's raining, it's drizzling all the time. Oh, it's sunny now. Oh, fuck, it's too hot. Jesus Christ. What's the world coming to? Oh, I hate it. Oh, it's snowing. It's too cold. Oh, God. Ice everywhere. I don't want to go outside. Oh, it's too windy. Oh, God. Just stay indoors. Must be immortal. No way he could land a wife in one lifetime. Wow. You're right, but... You know, luck goes a long way. I'll be honest. And maybe, just maybe, I am actually a delight to be around. That's not true. I like to think it is. Truth is, yeah. The truth is, my wife has no taste. Why would she settle for me? Ugh. Disgusting. Disgusting. They might take a little bit of a while to set where the glue is, but that looks about right. They're kind of staying in there, but that doesn't feel like they're gluing. That one is solid. Solid. That's solid. Solid. Solid, okay. So it looks right. Feels right. Feels correct. Stop rolling. Stop. I feel like this is the test. If they roll backwards constantly, they're wrong. You ever seen East Scotland 7 inches of snow? I'm not, no. I'm Irish, I live in England. I find it too sunny and boring. Well, Hell's Itch. That's a name. Garlic makes your blood less palatable to vampires. Huh. Who knew? Day project makes them obliterated. The Saturnine kit is really fiddly, but the results are nice. Yeah, there are fiddly bits to it, but some bits aren't fiddly at all, which is really like this bit was horrible, but the rest of this area was really nice. This part here, where the legs have like a notch, really good, but building those parts of the legs really bad. I imagine putting this on there is going to be annoying. So let's sort that out now. So it's C. I have to do this. A, B, and C. So C and E. Oh, but that's kind of a freeform ball joint. Huh? Oh, does it go... Ooh, I don't like that. Because that's a freeform ball joint, I feel like you can fit in the wrong... You make them too wide? I guess it's just meant to go like that. This bit I feel might be a bit of a nightmare. Because if you glue this on, right, then you've had the leg a bit forward. It's not gonna, the foot's not gonna go. I just feel like there is a joint for it. That's gonna be interesting. Why C? D is slightly more bent than... This might be... All the feet are the same. They're all 24, 25, 15, 80. So I guess that has a movement. Just say that like you glue it there. It doesn't matter too much because just the foot to fit. Because you don't want it like that. That's going to be like doing the splits, right? You got to glue the legs to the base and the body at the same time to get the legs to look right. Yeah, I feel like you're right. So I need to probably put the feet together. Why have I zoomed in? Ah! Yeah, so I need to put the feet together here, these feet. Put them on the base, then do all that as one. You need to glue the feet together first, then hold it together against the floor so that the hips... That, yeah, I feel like that's the correct use. Why have you the idea to use Saturnine proxies other than they are cool? They're cool and I had them. That was all the idea, really. And because I want to get to 36 Centurions, I kind of need to get on and rather than have to go buy even more Centurions. I have Centurions to build after this. Well, this has already taken 3.5 hours to get this far. But I have been streaming as well. Streaming whilst they're the 50 mil inches. No, that's inches. No, they're both inches. All inches. No, it's all metric. No, it's all imperial. God damn it, it's the other side of this. One I need. It should be 2 inches, right? It's about 2 inches? Yeah, so these are the 50 mil. I think I definitely enjoy hobbying more when on stream, I feel. It's just... being able to just... natter is fun. Transhuman Tier, thank you very much for becoming a member. Just glue a painted brick to a base plate and boom Centurion. Now you're thinking with the gas. Just wondering when there's next... which is ET? I think it's the 23rd, 24th of January... 24th or 23rd of January, so it's in 2 weeks on Saturday. So I'm doing that, then the team tournament, and then Beachhead, all weekend after weekend after weekend. That'll be fun. Got some bases. I don't know why I got them out so early, because we need the feet. Yes, I think it makes sense to go build the feet. Though some of them will build with a slight end, right? That's 2 of them. A and F. That's 2 of them, and then... oh, B and F. That way. And A and D. A, D, D. Oh, I need the feet. And we haven't even got to the weapons, which will be tomorrow, probably. What armies are on your team? What armies are on your team? I can't remember now. I'm bringing 18 Centurion. So I'm unfortunately taking the Space Marine slot for the team, which is probably a bad idea. But I haven't got anything to say with that, but that's just how it is. But let's get the feet out. And these are size. I think I might have to do these one at a time, just to make sure I've got the feet the right way around. If I put a load of feet down and then do it wrong, we're gonna have a real problem. So that is that foot. Is that part of a gun? Oh yeah. I wonder if this will work actually. Might not. Might be magnets. I don't know if that actual effect worked, but if it did, then there you go, the fans. Hey, your Nightbot does it wrong. It should be magnets. Hey, look, you know, I can't have the bot do my job properly, right? Otherwise, what am I for? Hey, it worked. You can glue the back of the foot first, then place the leg on top when gluing. I don't quite understand what you mean by that. So you put that in place first. And And then while that's gluing, do the rest of it. What do you mean? Actually, fair. I remember the feet being a nightmare for the other Saturnine as well. Crater. That's the thing with some kits. Centurions are the same. They're fine to put together until like one specific bit, and then it's an absolute nightmare. Same with the like Redemptor Dreadnoughts. The legs are such a pain. But the rest of it's fine. Like to the point where even like you don't even need a magnet to swap the weapons because it basically comes with a bit that you can just friction slots in and out. Perfect. But then you just have that one horrible bit. It's like, why? Yeah, glue the back of the foot to the rest of the foot first, yeah. So glue the back of the foot to the rest of the foot. You do that flat, so it's definitely going to be like that. Do that on both feet. And then put the feet, then do that and the feet part together. Make sure it stays straight. Then put it on a base. Running a paw. Running a paw doesn't sound quite right. It sounds a bit... For some reason it sounds a bit sordid. Lewd. I can't put it on the base because if I put the feet on the base, they need to be the right width apart, right? I have to do this bit first. Oh. Nice ball. Then legs and feet at the same time. If you can make through this part, the rest is a breeze. Yeah, I mean, the weapon part looks fucking easy. It's literally put arms together, put gun on arm, and because I'm not doing that part, it's then just that, and that. That seems extremely doable. I won't have time to do that part today, but I probably can do it tomorrow. I'm going to be putting the shoulders on or leave them padlocks. I'm going to leave them, take the shoulder parts out. Shadowrun Reality to have other YouTubers mention Paul. Rika collab is wicked. Yeah, that was a fun. All the collabs are done fun. Like the ones with Christian are very good as well. But my chat with Sky was good. I'm reaching out to people to do other things. I haven't heard back yet. But here's the other problem is I think because my only real contact place is email or Discord and I don't have people's Discord, then emailing people who probably don't use emails probably be a bit of a nightmare. People might not check their emails compared to like checking, Twitter DMs or something. Are you gonna live stream the GT? No, I wouldn't. I don't want to stream my games because I don't want to have people put pressure on people to be on camera. Also, I don't have the equipment to live stream it anyway. But where was I going with that? I'll definitely be making videos about it, of course. Because I don't want to... It's kind of... It wouldn't be right of me to be like, oh, by the way, yeah, you're playing this complicated game. Also, hey, dance for the camera. It's a bit rude. Legs into feet actually works better than wibbly wobbly. Eventually. With a bit of perseverance. Okay, I think feet going onto the legs isn't too bad because there is a way to do feet to legs. Maybe. Yeah, the legs into the feet isn't too bad. Then you just got to make sure they are somewhat standing correct. I think needs a bit of outward rotation. He stands. The boy stands. Of a full D&D one shot with Warhammer and Depth of Ridiculous. I think I've reached out to the Warhammer guys. I haven't heard back. Again, that was one of the ones I did by email. Yeah, because I don't have like a Discord name. I don't use Blue Sky or Twitter, and so whether they actually use their email or not, I don't know. But also, I sent it like last week when they were probably on holidays. So I'd like to work with them. Been great, you're a real legend. Thank you. We did it. You're struggling that to do slightly dry, yeah. That's kind of how this worked. It kind of went slightly dry and then went. Seems a little bit. Yeah, it seems like that one leaned a little bit forward on that foot. I think. And here's the secret as well. If anything goes wrong with the feet, just shove a bunch of basing material around it and no one will know. Please table any dawns you get the G. Hey, yeah, last time I came up against Dawns, I did destroy. I think he may have tabled him completely. What? Base size 50, which is good because so are Centurions. So they are basically the right size. We have one done. I might not be able to do the rest of them in time, but we'll see. Get a move on. The reason you think Centurions will go to the Legends. I've lost my train of thought. Sorry, once. Give me one sec. That's number 24. I did 17. Don't chat and snip. Snip first, then chat. That's that way. I've done videos on it before, but is there a reason you think Centurions will go to Legends and anything come out of Legends also that they can come out later? I don't think things don't generally come out of Legends. What happens is they make a new version of it. So basically, it stops there being two versions of the same thing, unless you're Manius Calgar, in which case you get like 12. So, like, for example, a lot of the Drukhari stuff went to Legends that was old resin. I imagine what will happen is, if they make plastic versions, they'll have a new data sheet. Which combat patrol would you redo, and how would you redo it? I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I feel like all the combat patrols are pretty good. I mean, the obvious answer is to redo the Drukhari one to be the old version, but can't win them all. Is the Centurion model only resin? No, it's plastic. I think people say that it's going to go to Legends because it's a firstborn, and a lot of firstborn units are going to Legends. But I think Centurion, it might go to Legends, but I think Centurions have a niche that isn't covered by anything else. But I think they're probably going to stick around. I'd like them to stick around for sure. It would be very unfortunate if they didn't, which is why I want to get 36 Centurions done. Like, play with them, because this might be like one of the last times I have the chance to. And also, it's very funny. Do you have any idea of how to add chest weapons? I probably just won't. I'll just be like, they have them. The other option would be to put like shoulder-mounted missiles. Would be the other choice. But this is definitely a lazy man's proxy. Not like what I did with my Vanguard vets, where I went all in on using assault intercessor bodies plus jetpacks plus like 3D printed jetpacks plus floors and various parts from the Vanguard veterans proper box and stuff like that. You know, it's very leak. Uno momentous. It feels like there is a leak. My glue is leaking. Hello. What's going on here? Yeah, so they might do a Primaris Centurion, for example. But I don't know. 5-man squads of Centurions. Yeah, that would be annoying. I guess if they did 5-man squads plus allowed characters, at least 36 would be something. How do you feel about Saturnine stuff in general? I do like the Saturnine stuff. I definitely prefer shoulderless Saturnine. Like, getting to this point and stopping. I prefer that to having the big shoulders. In my opinion. I think, just the way that is, just slapping them onto the feet, letting that sort itself out is probably good to do. And then the other. Well, I do worry about it a little. But here's the thing: we got time. We got time before it fully. Don't need to panic or anything. Don't panic. Stop panicking, everyone. Told you to stop panicking. Why are you panicking? Ah! Probably went a bit too. But let the boy stand. Almost. But it's like they're walking on ice. Or they're constantly slipping. They're like Bambi on ice learning to walk. Like splay their feet and stuff, and then they finally work out how to stand properly. I think we got it. What glue do I use? I use a Revel Contactor. Paris Legion specific gear to 40k. Grimguard jump packs with wings. I don't think they need to do anything specific. I think if you I've seen a lot of people use them as like those kind of things as jump packs for Raven Guard. I think the nice thing is obviously that, you know, a lot of the stuff doesn't really have rules specifically, but nothing's stopping you from just doing it yourself. Fun. Sometimes I'm worried that legs are a bit close together, but it looks like it can kind of be anywhere. It looks like it's not too. Like they're a little bit, almost like it's what you would call club-footed. Is that it? Or knock-kneed? Or they're more knock-kneed. But that one's not too bad. That one's got the. I guess that makes them more individual. But those two use the same parts. So it's quite nice that they are slightly different. Just for aesthetics, really. Hang on. Okay. I think I am going to have to save the rest of these for tomorrow. Fortunately. Because I do have to head off very soon. I don't think I have enough time to do another one. But I will be back tomorrow, probably similar-ish time. Maybe a bit later, maybe a bit earlier. Who knows? Around this time. So if you enjoyed this, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, all that usual stuff. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. Is there anyone I can raid? Where's the raid button? Am I following anyone? Who's on? Not really. Alright, never mind. Right. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow for more of this, assuming I get enough of my video done. But anyway, yep. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you